members of the SGOD and CID family, to all school heads, non-teaching personnel, to all of you, and of course, to our PSDS, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. One of the strategies in order to continuously develop and improve performance of teachers and employees is to get involved in the scholarship and training grants to be provided by the DepEd and other partner agencies. Some of the agencies that provide such privileges are the UST and other universities like UP, Ateneo, PUP, De La Salle University, and other prestigious educational institutions. The knowledge and skills that we will acquire from this institution and other agencies could be a potent tool to be an effective agent of change in your respective schools. Once you be a recipient of the SET scholarship or training grants, you will be equipped with the necessary tools vital to enhance your performance. We have a lot of potential school heads, teachers, and employees to be recipients of the scholarship programs. Hence, the information that you will learn from this orientation be a motivating factor in order for you to be familiarized and get engaged in such privileges. Indeed, the activity that being conducted today is an initial step to be oriented with the processes that must be undertaken to be included in the pool of grantees of scholarship and training opportunities. The learning that you will acquire from this orientation must be shared with your colleagues in the school. Hence, they would also be informed with the procedure and benefits of this orientation. With this, I would like to extend my gratitude to our beloved speakers to this virtual activity, Dr. Eric Tinoso and Mr. Robert Cajano, both key personnel from the DepEd Mimaropa region. Thank you for your invaluable services to be extended to our school heads and employees in the schools division of Palawan. I believe that your effort shall not be put in vain because people here in our division is truly magigiting. To the program management team from the SGOD family, especially to the Senior Education Program Specialist of the HRDS, Ma'am Marlene Philip, we really appreciate your effort for initiating this undertaking. To all participants, maraming salamat sa inyong pagdalo. Despite busy schedule, you are able to give time to attend to this significant undertaking of the Schools Division of Palawan. So all of you, thank you, and you may have a very productive and meaningful orientation. God bless us all.
Thank you, Sir Arnie, for inspiring our teachers and non-teaching personnel to grant this scholarship for the Division of Palawan. Our Senior Education Program Specialist of Human Resource Development Section, Ma'am Marlene M. Kilip, will present to us the checking of attendance of our participants and the presentation of our speakers for this online orientation on the scholarship and professional programs and its process. Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. Sa atin pong minamahal na OIC Assistant Schools Division Superintendent and at the same time Officer in Charge Office of the Schools Division Superintendent, Sir Arnaldo Gibintura, to our OIC Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Sir Rufino Fos, to our SGOD Chief, Ma'am Pilina Padrones, to our CID Chief, ably represented by Ma'am Nancy J. Alaska, to all the participants, good morning po sa inyong lahat. So at this moment, we are expecting the participants from Education Program Supervisors. We also expecting the all public schools district supervisors, the school heads, the section heads from the OSDS, especially the Admin Officer 5 and the Human Resource Management Officer 4, and then from the SGOD, all the Senior Education Program Specialists and also the Planning Officer. Yan po yung mga participants that we are expecting for this activity. And for our speaker naman, we have invited speakers from regional office. Our first speaker will be Dr. Eric G. Tinioso. He is an education program supervisor from the Human Resource Development Division. And other speaker is Sir Robert B. Trajano. He is a senior education program specialist from NAIAP Regional Office. Thank you po. Sir Rolly. And now po, for our first activity this morning, we will have our first speaker, Sir Eric G. Tinioso. Welcome, sir, and thank you so much, sir, sa pagtanggap ng aming imbitasyon para kayo ay makibahagi sa aming activity ngayong umaga. At alam namin na marami po kaming matututunan sa inyo at magagamit po namin yun upang kami po ay makabuo ng division pool of possible scholars para po nang sa ganon ay meron na po kaming agad-agad na maipapadala sa inyo kung sakali man po ay hihingi kayo sa amin ng mga participants from different learning areas. Welcome, Sir Eric.
Hello. Yes, Ma'am Arlene. Good morning, everyone. Okay. Can you hear me loud and clear po?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. So I hope that everyone is doing well amidst the challenges that we have in these pandemic times. So before I start, I'd like to extend my warmest greetings to the loving and amiable leaders of DepEd Palawan. First, of course, the SDS, Sir Arnie Ventura, the ASDS, Sir Rufino Bipos, to the SGOD Chief, Ma'am Felina Padrones, to the CID Chief, Ma'am Aurelia Marquez, represented by Ma'am Nancy Alaska, and to the author of this orientation, this activity today, the HRDS, Ma'am Merlin Philip, that SEPS, Sir Rolly Abalia, the EPS2, and to all the participants, education program supervisors, public schools district supervisors, school heads, and to everyone, good morning. Okay, so today I'll be discussing about the macro view of how we manage scholarship programs in the region. And I'm so thankful that I was invited by Ma'am Merlin last week to talk about this. Actually, we had our first activity last 2007 here in Palawan, the orientation of the scholarship program. But today, we have different participants, no? Including school heads of the schools division of Palawan. That's good, because the school heads also, they have roles, no, in their respective schools to draft or customize their own guidelines or policies in terms of scholarship. So I'll be discussing and sharing with you this topic for an hour or 2 hours. So bear with me. Then I'd like you to maximize the comment box, because later on I have an activity. No, you're going to type your answer, your responses in the comment box in our activity. No? Kaya po, ihanda po ninyo, mas okay that you are using your laptop, kasi pag sa laptop, mas convenient po tayo na nakakapag-type or nakakapag-react. Then if you want to say something or if you want to share, you can raise the button there. Kung napapansin niyo po sa baba, meron po tayong button dyan, yung button na kung saan is raise hand. Yan, you can do that. Or simply, you can unmute your microphone. So if you can hear me loud and clear, please type 1212 in the comment box. Everybody. One, two po. Okay, good. Okay, yes. Yan, thank you so much. So I am loud and clear, and you can hear me right. So let's proceed. So at the end of this session, you should be able to discuss the management processes related to scholarship. Of course, we are going to know what are the processes involving scholarship. Then, after that, you are going to appreciate the value of how you're going to manage scholarship processes. First, in the SDO level, or the SGOT and HRDS, no, in charge of the scholarship. In the district level, for the PSDSS, and of course, for the school heads in the school level. And then later on, you're going to identify what are the areas for customization in workstation's current scholarship management practices. So therefore, you are going to assess your practices in terms of scholarship management. Okay. Having said that, I have here a video presentation. This is common. This is familiar. I'd like you to watch this. And after this video presentation, I have questions to answer. Okay? Are you ready? Let's start. That's it. Now, let us connect the message of this video presentation to your current practice as leaders in your respective workstations. Let us relate and connect this in your practices. So let's start with the first question. What significant learning can we get from the video presentation? So you can type your answer in the comment box. Or you can unmute your microphone if you want to air your answer. Yes, anyone po? What significant learning can we get from the video presentation? You can type your answer. So meron po ba tayong natutunang lesson or message sa ating pong napanood? Yes, according to Sir Marcelino Porcal, the power of sharing. That's correct. So according to Ma'am Joy Galgo, education is an investment. Correct also. So another one, whatever status of your life, you should help others and appreciate the things that you have in life and share it to others. That's very good. Be a giver and inspiration to everyone. Wow, giver and inspiration. What magic words, no? Are those giver and inspiration? According to Miss Rochelle Grande, doing good to everyone every day. Yes, kailangan natin yan today in this pandemic, no? Talagang doing good every day. So according to Sir John Louis, share something but not expecting in return. Correct. That's correct. So, Sir Shelo naman, selflessness, always have an open arms. Okay, lahat ng inyong mga sagot is very good po. Next, for the second question, no, as a leader, no, as a school head, as a supervisor, no, as a public school district supervisor, how do we develop people in our organization? Paano ba natin sila dinidevelop? Huh? We have subordinates, di ba? Sa schools, we have teachers, mayroon tayong guard, mayroon tayong, sino pa ba ang kasama, mga admin assistants, yan. May AOs tayo sa school, yung mga malalaking school. So how do we develop people in our organization? Sa division, ang laki ng sakop natin, lahat ng schools, di ba? How do we develop them? Yan. Sabi ni Sir Barosa, no? Sabi niya, be open-hearted to everyone with no questions of their status. Okay. So sabi naman ni Ma'am Dulce Biminda Di Maamos, rough motivating them and enjoy while doing work. Support and inspire them. I like that. Support. Yan. Parang support mechanism. Inspire them. Kasi kahit sa sobrang daming work natin sa panahon ngayon, we need inspiration, right? Parang dun sa commercial, kanino ka ba bumabangon? Sabi na, commercial ng kape, hindi ako nagpo-promote ng kape. But then, yun ang sinasabi. But the message, that question is very touchy. Di ba? Parang maramdaman natin, kanino ba tayo na bumabangon? Who is our inspiration? Kailangan natin today ng inspiration because of the workload sa mayroon tayo. That's correct. And in number 3, in your respective division, district, and school, what are your best practices that help your people grow professionally? So ano ba yung mga practices ninyo para matulungan nating mag-grow professionally yung ating pong mga tao, no? In our respective station? Okay? Sabi ni Sir Gondolin Manansala, encourage them in terms of educational upgrading and in career profession. Sabi naman ni Sir, okay, may sagot sa number 2 pa rin si Sir Shelo, no? By motivating them. Tama, motivating them. Sabi naman ni Sir Daruisa Buhari, encourage them to grow their profession. In what way po? What a specific activity or undertaking that you are going to do and able to develop your people professionally. Huh? Encourage them to upgrade their education. Yes, this is correct. According to Sir Willie Barosa, attend trainings and seminars. Ayan. Isa lang yun ang trainings and seminars. Kasi pag sa ganun pong pamamaraan, it's only 10% learning ang makukuha nila. Okay, ano pa kaya ang mas maganda? Okay, assist teachers in personal change, according to Ma'am Maricel Kisma. No? To Ma'am Edna Kabuhat naman, invest in personal development. Okay. Ma'am Leia Peralta, by encouraging them to pursue their profession by attending masteral courses, LAC sessions, according to Ma'am Teodoro. Okay, thank you so much. You said that. So maraming pamamaraan on how we can extend our help to our people in order for them to grow professionally. Okay, so remember this quotation. Good leaders develop ideas. Tama? Great leaders develop people. The best leaders develop new leaders. Ayan ito yung lagi ko pang hinahawakan na kapag hindi mo masasabi sa sarili mo na ikaw ay good, best leader kapag wala kang na-develop na kasing best mo. So, gusto ko lang i-commend si kasi nandito ako sa Palawan ngayon and nandiyan yung isa sa mga mentors ko, no? Si Sir Pos. Gusto ko lang siyang i-commend. Hello Sir Pos, kung nakikinig ka ngayon. Actually, when I was a teacher, no, in the division of Romblon, ako ay science teacher that time. So, si Sir Pos na yan, siya yung aking pinaka-mentor. At siya talaga yung nag-guide sa akin, parang nagbigay sa akin ng chance para parang mag-bloom, no, in my career as a teacher. No? At saka magkaroon ng, sabihin na nating mga laurels in life. Kaya salute ako kay Sir Pos na yan. Siya talagang ang galing ding mag-develop ng leader. Thank you so much, Sir Pos, kung nakikinig po kayo ngayon. So, patalasas lang yan. But that is based from my experience. Okay? So that's it. No? We can be a best leader if we can develop another best leader na tayo po mismo ang nag-develop sa kanya or nag-mold sa kanya. Okay. So tama po mga sagot nyo kanino by giving them or providing them room for improvement, yung mga personal development, yes, to attend trainings and seminars. Tama po yun. Okay. So now I'd like to share this the goal of the Human Resource Development Division in our region. So no? So ako po is under Human Resource Development Division. Wherein our purpose or our main goal in the region is to ensure that the personnel are competent through the implementation of strategic human resource development HRD systems and delivery of quality services that contribute towards organizational performance. So ito po yung aming statement, no, sa region ng HRDD. In short, no, we are here to develop people. Yun talaga ang main goal namin, mag-develop ng tao. Pag nakapasok na siya sa DepEd, i-develop na siya. Especially yung kanyang competencies niya, yung skills niya, i-enhance na yun. Mayroon na siya kasi dating competencies and skills. Kailangan doon ay i-enhance para maging better, no? Para mag-contribute sa organizational performance. Yun po ang purpose ng Human Resource Development Division, HRDD, in the region. And with that, okay. Okay, wait lang po. At parang nag-stop ang aking, I will stop share muna for a while. Kasi nagka-problema yung aking screen. Okay. Oh, what happened? You are screen sharing. Stop share for a while. Okay, for a while lang po. Parang mayroon pong wait lang. Hindi ko po magalaw ang aking screen. Ano kayang nangyari? Okay. So, for a while lang po. We experience technical problem lang po. Nakikita na po ba yung aking screen? Type 1212 po.
Yes po.
Okay, thank you so much.
Sir, paki-ano lang, slideshow.
Okay. Yan, okay. So now, under the CRA, Professional Learning and Development ng HRDD in the region is this scholarship, no? Which is the objectives of this CRA, no? Of this activity is to manage and implement the scholarship programs following the principles of transparency and equity. Ito yung tinatawag natin na EOP, Equal Opportunity Principle. Ito yung ina-anchor doon na prinsipyo, no, in managing the scholarship programs. And of course, to register participants in scholarship courses. So ito mga scholarship courses na to can be from sponsoring agencies or from DepEd, no? But mostly from outside DepEd, yung mga sponsoring agencies. And what are the key performance indicators? For the first one, the number of scholars identified. So mayroon ba kami na identified na number of scholars? Malalaman natin later. Next, sourcing of scholarships number of scholarship programs identified. Ano ba yung mga programs identified for scholarship na ito? And our outputs is, of course, to have a candidates pool of scholars. Ito yung listahan kung sino ba yung mga possible scholars na pwedeng ilagay sa specific courses or programs, and the final list of scholars. Okay, titingnan natin yan. That's why in the division, as our counterpart, the ESCO, the HRDS, you have also this ng CRA, the PLD. Under din ng CRA na ito, that's why you have this scholarship. Okay, so yan po yung pinaghugutan natin. Bakit we are having this activity? Ano ba to? Ano ba ang connect nito sa work natin as leaders, as educators? Mayroon ba itong kinalaman sa ating CRA? Sa ating expected na dapat gawin sa araw-araw? Mayroon po. Yan. Under siya ng professional learning and development. Ganun din sa division level, not din sa school level. Under yan doon sa personal and professional development. Okay. Now, for the activity number 1, I'd like you to fill in the table below. Meron tayong table below. I'd like you to examine the status and implementation of the scholarship program in your district. Okay, dapat division mo na. Division, in your division, kung ikaw ay nasa division. District, kung ikaw ay nasa district. So this is for the district supervisors. And school, kung ikaw naman ay school heads. The first one is, ano yung strengths? Ano yung mga strengths ninyo in terms of the scholarship implementation and management? Number 2 is, ano yung mga gaps? Ano yung mga problems? Then number 3, what do you think are the areas for improvement? So ano ba yung sa tingin mo na dapat baguhin, dapat i-improve, dapat i-enhance? And number 4, of course, you have to give your recommendations. So in answering that in our comment box, if you want to answer number 1, type 1, then your answer. If you want to answer number 2, then type 2 and then your answer. If you want to answer number 3, then type 3 and your answer. And if you want to answer number 4, type 4 and your answer. Can you hear me loud and clear? So let us start. Okay. So if you want to say something, you can unmute your microphone. But if you want to just type your answer, go ahead. So hintayin ko po ang inyong mga responses.
Good morning, sir.
Yes po, go ahead po.
Yeah, may I share po sa division status naman po ng implementation ng scholarship program.
Opo.
Siguro po yung strength namin is we have a collaboration sa mga OSDS, sa CID, kung anong scholarship ang ino-offer ng sponsoring agency, kung saan kailangan, for example, English, Math, sa mga learning areas. So as the HRDSFs, doon po ako nakikipag-coordinate sa kanila, and they will be the one giving the participants, the list of the participants. Ang gaps naman po, sir, masasabi ko na wala po kaming list of scholars, possible scholars or candidates for scholarship na meron agad sa division office. Yan po yung wala kami. So ang nangyayari po, pag may humihingi ng kailangan ng scholarship for leadership, for management, for English, for Math, ang nangyayari, ipapasa ko sa CID, din sila ang hahanap na lang kung sino. Ang isa pang gap doon, sir, is hindi siya equal opportunity sa lahat. Kumbaga kung sino na lang yung halimbawa maitatap, kasi nga kailangan na namin mag-submit ng list. So kung sino yung maitatap ni supervisor na si ganito, si ganyan. So ganun po ang nangyayari sa amin. So the areas for improvement naman, sir, is that ito nga po, while having this seminar po, after po nito, the plan of the division office is to create the possible pool of scholars para po in case po. And then ito po ay down to the school level. So from the school level po, mag-i-screen sila who are the qualified and who are teachers willing to attend scholarship program. So magiging po siya, opportunity for all po. Magiging opportunity for all po. And then kung sino yung qualified doon, upon their screening, papasa sa district, from district, bago sa division level. So yun po ang masasabi namin na nag-improve na po ang aming implementation with regards to scholarship program kasi po nabigyan po ng chance ang lahat ng may gusto at qualified po. Thank you po.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Marlene. So dalawa yung gaps na nakita natin na na-present ni Ma'am Marlene, no? List of scholars na kung wala silang available noon, then the EOP, na Equal Opportunity Principle, na not evident po doon sa kanilang pag-select kung sino yung ilalagay sa isang program. Okay, so later on, i-discuss natin yan further. I-angkla natin yan kung saang guidelines and policies na pwede tayo. So basahin naman natin yung comments from the comment section, no? So number 2, sabi ni Ma'am Manansala, Gondilin, possible gaps daw due to financial status of our teacher and time for study due to conflict of time. Okay, so wala daw silang financial support at saka time. Talagang kulang lagi ang time. Okay, next. Absence of sponsoring agencies for any scholarship program. Sabi naman ni Ma'am Glenn Mamon. So, ibig sabihin, walang available na agencies para mag-sponsor ng possible program sa need ni teacher. So sabi naman ni Ma'am Sydney Saldipua, equal opportunities to all teachers personnel, number 4. Okay, so yun ang kanyang recommendation actually, no, na dapat magkaroon ng equal opportunity to all our teachers, and not only teachers but at the same time personnel, no, in the division, in the district, and in school. Okay, so that's it. Yun ang inyong mga responses. Now with your responses later on, tingnan natin saan ba itong policies, saan ba itong guidelines, saan ba itong process, itong mga problemang ito, bakit we encounter this. And now, then later on, tingnan natin ano ba dapat ang dapat natin i-improve at ano yung dapat possible recommendations based from our discussions. Okay? So mayroon pa, may bahabol pa si Sir Edwin, sabi niya dito, information dissemination for scholarship program. So hindi daw siguro nakakarating kay Sir Edwin, tingnan natin bakit kaya. Next, sabi naman Ma'am ni Resaline Villanosa, absence of sponsoring agencies, same with kanina. Sabi ni Ma'am Garganza, no access to agencies offering such scholarship program. Wala silang access. And next, sabi naman ni Sir Porcal, not updated on current issuance due to absence of internet connection on the school area. Yan talaga. Isa ding problema natin yan, internet connectivity. Kasi this time, online tayo, nag-transfer tayo from face-to-face to remote learning. Kaya talagang sa panahon ngayon, it is a must na mayroon ka talagang internet connectivity or connection sa iyong workplace o saan ka man naroon. So it's very important and crucial this time. So that's it. Now let us proceed. So the management of scholarship in our department, in the Department of Education, is anchored in this acronym, teachers. So T for timely. Dapat ang ating scholarship program is timely, napapanahon. Okay? It can be relevant also. E for engaging. Yan. So sa methodologies ito, pag sabi ting engaging. A for aligned. Aligned in our DMG, vision, mission, goals of the department, of our agencies. No? Our strategic plan. No? Naka-align siya doon. Sa next, C, competency based. Yan. Ang in-hone, in-nurture dito ay ang competency ng ating mga employees. No? 8, holistic. Okay, hindi lang yung isang aspect ang kanyang nakukuha, but in the holistic, no? Holistic. E, equal opportunity oriented. Sinabi kanina na parang kulang. Sabi kanina ng ating mga school heads. No? R, result focus. And S for sustainable. Pag sinabi natin sustainable, nag-attend ka ngayon, then after bukas, wala na. Wala na nangyari sa scholarship na na-avail mo. Thank you na. Okay. So yan, dito naka-anchor sa prinsipyong ito. Teachers, dito sa acronym, timely, engaging, aligned, competency-based, holistic, equal opportunity-oriented, result-focused, and sustainable. Okay. Now, let us move on to the different memoranda, policies, guidelines related to scholarship. Ano ba yung mga policies na pwede nating pag-angkuran, no, ng ating scholarship management sa region, sa division at sa school? First, we have DepEd Order number 13, series of 2007. It is also known as DepEd Special Committee on Scholarships for Local and Foreign Grants. Cites the composition and function of the committee and the Joint Scholarship Secretariat. So ang nandyan lang is yung composition ng committee at kanilang function. Pag nag-grant ng scholarship or local and foreign. Kasi meron tayong local na scholarship at meron din tayong foreign. Later on, I'll discuss that. In DepEd Order number 31, series of 2007 was issued to provide the following amendments to the former. So in-amend ng DepEd Order 31, series of 27, yung kanina, yung DepEd Order number 13. Ano ang amendment na ginawa? Issued to provide the following amendments to the former. First, signing authorities for endorsement and travel authorities. Yan, sino na yung magsasign? Undersecretary for Finance and Administration for the non-teaching personnel. And Undersecretary for Programs and Projects for Teacher Nominees. Okay, so magkaiba po ang nagsasign ng endorsements and travel authorities kung ikaw ay non-teaching or teaching related. No? So, and the functions of the head of the Secretariat, Office of the Assistant Secretary for Programs and Projects, prepare endorsements and travel authority to donor countries and the Department of Foreign Affairs and organize the interview screening process. So sila po yung in-charge doon, no? Silang nag-endorse, gumagawa ng travel authority para doon sa donor countries, at the same time prepare ng processes sa interview or sa screening itong Office of the Assistant Secretary for Programs and Projects. Ito yung kapag nakarating na yung document mo doon sa central office at na-accept ka na for that certain program. Okay, yung ibig sabihin ng DepEd Order 31 series of 2007. Next, DepEd Order number 68 series of 2009, Scholarship Training Grant Fellowship Pool. This instructs the Secretariat to maintain scholarship, fellowship, training grantees pool from where the nominees of specific programs shall be selected on the basis of criteria set by either the sponsoring agency or the DepEd. It aims to ensure smooth implementation of DepEd scholarship program, equitable allocation of scholarship fellowship slots, and avoid loss of scholarship slots due to delay in submission of list of nominees. Ito yung sinasabi ni Ma'am Marlene kanina, wala kami sir list of full of scholars. So ito yung pag-angkora natin. Gagawa tayo ng pool of scholars sa inyong division, sa inyong school, anchored in this DepEd Order number 68 series of 2009. So na dapat mayroong pool of scholars. Hindi lang ito para sa central office, central level, no? Doon sa CO, but then sa regional level, dapat meron din ito, full of scholars. At the same time, sa division, meron din full of scholars at maging sa school. So bakit anong purpose noon? Para saan yun? Okay, so may tumataas ang kamay, si Sir Rolly Villa. But yes, Sir Rolly, go ahead. Sir Rolly? Tumataas po ng kamay si Sir Rolly. You have something to say po? Okay, so baka napindot lang niya. Anyway, yan. So dapat meron tayong pool of scholars. So ano ba ang purpose ng pool of scholars na ito? Para hindi daw masayang, sabi dito, yung mga slots na may available, yung mga nag-cause ng delay ng submission, no? Yun kasi ang mga dahilan kung bakit may mga delays, like that, just like for example, biglang nag-back out yung isa. So may dapat meron ka ng kasunod agad, sino yung hindi ka na yung mag-screen pa ulit ng documents, something like that. Yun kasi ang kalagahan noon. Okay, so having this kind of this memorandum, in the region, we have regional pool of scholars since 2015. Kasi umupo akong regional pool of scholar, regional scholarship focal person last 2015 po, no? Hanggang ngayon, last January 2021, ako ay inilipat sa non-teaching personnel na scholarship. Kasi ibinigay na namin ngayon sa NAFR in the region, that is why kasama ko ngayon si Sir Robert, ang scholarship ng teaching personnel. So sila nang in-charge doon, NAFR in the region. So ang aking hawak lang ay yung mga non-teaching personnel na scholarships. Kay Sir Robert Trajano, NAFR ang teaching personnel na scholarship. So in the region, no, from 2015 to 2021, we have already the regional pool of scholars. At ang nag-submit na mayroon, at mayroon akong lista, no, hawak sa ngayon, kung nakikita niyo yung Palawan dyan, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. So mayroong 5 kayo na lista ako. Si Ma'am Amsi, si Ma'am Heidi, si Sir Levy, si Ma'am Valye, at saka si Sir Joseph Baluarte. Yan. So sila yung mga ifinorward no sa amin when I released a memorandum asking for pool of scholars in the region, no? In the regional level. So yun po yung mga isinabmit na mga documents at nakarating sa region. So ano po ang kahalagahan nitong pool of scholars na ito? Just yung sinabi ko kanina, na what I said earlier, sabi ko kanina, na kapag may mga available na mga scholarships sa region, at ito ay kaagad-agad kailangan mag-submit kasi merong mga memorandum na ngayon lang pinadala, bukas na yung deadline. So alam mo naman tayo sa DepEd, di ba? Yan, taga-Russia, rush ng rush tayo, lagi tayong mabilisan. Kaya hindi talaga may iwasan yan. Tagang nandiyan na yan sa sistema natin na laging mayroong ganyang sitwasyon. But then again, dahil nga dito sa pool of scholars na mayroon tayo, for example, ang kailangan ay history, English. So, mayroon na tayo dito. Sa Palawan, meron na tayo si Ma'am Valle Mary Jane. So, ang ginagawa ko yan, tinetext ko na si Ma'am Valle. Ma'am Valle, gusto mo bang applyan itong history English na ito? O kung doon naman sa Romblon, Ma'am ganito, na English, gusto mo bang applyan na ganito? So, lahat ng mga 7 SDOs na mayroong English, ay sila ang inuuna kong tinetext. Kasi sila na yung may prior na documents doon sa akin na nakastock na doon yan, nakalagay na. Then after that, magkagawa pa ako ng memorandum para is-disseminate sa field. Yon, ganun po. Ganun pa ang dissemination na ginagawa natin. Pero inuuna natin yung nandoon sa Regional Pool of Scholars. Hindi sila inuuna, it's because gusto natin silang maunang ipasok or gusto natin na ipadala ang mga papel nila. No, kasi hindi naman ang region ang in charge sa evaluation ng documents ninyo in terms kung makapasok pa kayo o hindi. Kami lang po ay nag-i-endorse ng documents sa central office for possible recommendation and approval ng sponsoring agency. So for example, nagsubmit ang Palawan 5, nagsubmit ang Romblon 5, nagsubmit ang Oriental Mindoro 3, nagsubmit ang Marinduque 2. So lahat yun, ipo-forward ko yung documents na yun as long as complete yun, na-screen yun, na-evaluate yun ng RSC, no? Bibigyan namin ng endorsement, ipapadala namin doon sa central office, sa sponsoring agency, bahala na sila doon kung sino ang kukunin nila. So ganun po yung ginagawa natin. Hindi po natin sinasabi na dahil sa Regional Pool of Scholars ka, ikaw lang ang isasubmit na documents. At hindi ka nakasama dyan, hindi ka isasubmit. Hindi po yun. Ang purpose naman po nito, no, para doon sa mga RAS, mabilisan na pag-submit ng mga documents sa central office, na kailangan na talaga, so we have this, available na siya. Okay. At sinasabi naman ng ating DepEd order. Okay. So next, scholarship program policies and guidelines. So ang ating policies and guidelines ay naka-indicate sa DepEd Order number 32 series of 2011. The task of leading the scholarship secretariat was then transferred to the Department Staff Development Division Human Resource Development Service. So ngayon, itong scholarship na ito ay sa central office ay under na siya ng NAIAP, yung teaching related na scholarship para sa personnel. Ngayon naman yung sa non-teaching, yung hawak ko sa region, ito naman ay nalipat sa BHROD, Bureau of Human Resource and Organizational Division. Sila na may hawak noon. Kaya hiniwalay. Kasi masyadong marami yung sa teaching at saka kaunti ang doon sa non-teaching. At the same time, ang NAIAP na kasi ang may hawak lahat ng teaching-related activities and programs. Kaya nandoon yung scholarship sa kanila sa teaching-related. At nasa non-teaching naman ang sa BHROD. Okay, so yan po. Next, scholarship program policies and guidelines again in DepEd Order number 29 series of 2014, amendments to DepEd Order number 13 and 31 series of 2007, reorganizing the DepEd Special Committee and Scholarship for Local and Foreign Grants. Give us the new structure of the committee and of the secretariat. So dapat meron tayong committee, no? Committee sa ating division, sa region meron tayong committee. Sa division, meron din dapat tayong committee. At sa school, meron tayong committee para sa scholarship. So, tingnan natin yung composition ng Regional Scholarship Committee. Meron tayo dapat yung co-chairs, Regional Director, Assistant Regional Director, members, Chief of the Human Resource Development Division, Assistant Chief of the Human Resource Development Division, Head of Secretariat, staff from the CIDS God. But then, in our region, sa region po natin, ito pong scholarship ay nasa DepEd Order, nakaka-release lang po noong March 3 to 2021 kasi merong ginawang reconstitution. Tapos, ang ginawa po namin dito sa scholarship na ito is inilagay po namin as functions ng HRDC. Ano yung HRDC? Human Resource Development Committee of Mimaropa Region. Yan. So itong HRDC, under po ito ng CRANA, ay ng sa CSC kasi sa Prime HRM kasi meron tayong learning and development pillar, no? So under siya nito doon. Kaya ngayon, ang ginawa namin, yung additional functions ng HRDC members ay napalagay na dito sa scholarship. Kaya kung nakikita nyo dito sa letter E, evaluate and deliberate on the qualifications of candidates, nominees to training, seminar, workshops, and other development activities, local scholarship, foreign scholarship. So inilagay na namin dito. So yung aming RSC, yung aming Regional Scholarship Committee, ay ito na po siya. Nasa HRDC na po siya. At part ng functions ng HRDC members ay ito pong tungkol sa scholarship. So anong ginawa natin? So nagkaroon tayo ng customization doon sa ating pong guidance kanina na kung napansin po ninyo. No? So yan po ngayon. Okay, so pwede din natin gawin yon sa ating respective division at saka sa ating school. So, categories of educational support. Ano ba yung mga scholarships na mayroon tayo? Mayroon tayong externally sponsored. This is grant offered to DepEd by external institutions, agencies, sponsors, either locally or abroad, to support DepEd employees who want to pursue further academic studies by earning a postgraduate degree, diploma, certificates and the like, or complete a baccalaureate or bachelor's degree. Ito yung mga sponsoring agencies natin. Ang tawag sa kanila ay externally sponsored. And we have the subcategories offered by local institutions. Kapag ang scholarship natin ay nandito sa Pilipinas, for example, sa PNU, sa Ateneo, okay. So ang tawag dyan ay offered by local institutions. Offered by foreign institutions, ito naman yung abroad, like for example, si Mayo, Enotech, o yung ganyan. So yung MAPCOM, ano pa ba yung mga other trainings o other scholarship programs offered abroad. So marami po yon. Okay. So ito yung tinatawag natin kanina na scholarship na ina-offer ay maaaring degree granting. Ito yung maaaring long-term, pang matagalan. Ito yung mga postgraduate, no? Yung pang doctoral degree or pang master's degree granting, long term. So mayroon din tayong training grants, short term. Ito yung mga certificate courses. Okay, yung ina-offer, for example, ng Ateneo, yung na-attendan ko before, certificate course in learning design and evaluation, scholarship, no? Sponsored by the DepEd and OSA, no? Funded by OSA, no? Then we have also the exchange program fellowship. Anong klaseng scholarship ito? Yung for example, yung teacher, yung katulad Genesis, yung teacher, pupunta doon ng Japan, tapos yung culture nila doon, magtuturo siya doon. Tapos yung teacher naman ng Japan ay pupunta naman dito sa Pilipinas, magturo din. So we call it as an exchange program fellowship. So ito yung mga in terms of kung gaano katagal yung scholarship na i-avail po natin. May degree granting, training grant, short-term po yon, exchange program, fellowship. Next, how invitations are disseminated. So yon, may nabasa ko po kanina na parang sabi niya ni ma'am kanina na yung dissemination ng ating scholarship, hindi daw nila nakikita, hindi nila alam kung paano ito dinidisseminate. Okay. So the NAIA, BHROD, according to DepEd Order Number 32, Series of 2011, serves as the National Scholarship Secretariat. The RSC and DSC, ito yung RSC, yung Regional Scholarship Committee, and Division Scholarship Committee are tasked to disseminate information for locally specific invitations. So kaya nga, katulad yan dito sa region, di ba meron na tayo kanyang HRDC kasi under na nila yung scholarship. So ang HRDC, at the same time, mayroong regional focal person. At ang regional focal person ng scholarship ay ako po yun. We are tasked, at part din po ako ng HRDC Secretariat, we are tasked to disseminate information for locally specific invitations. So ako po lahat ang gumagawa ng memoranda, no? Sa teaching related, non-teaching related, ako po yon. Pero, at ang sa teaching related naman ay si Sir Robert, doon po yan sa NAFR. So kami po yung nadi-disseminate nito, gumagawa ng advisories, memoranda na dinidisseminate po natin sa ating pong SDOs. Ganun po kung paano dinidisseminate ang memoranda and advisories regarding scholarship. Sa division level naman, pag katanggap nila noon, so ganoon rin po gagawin ninyo sa Division Scholarship Committee or mayroon kayong committee na under itong scholarship na to, sila po dapat ang mag-disseminate niyan. Kung wala, so yung Division Scholarship coordinator. Kung yan ay siyempre, dahil yan ay under nila Ma'am Marlene sa SEP, sila po yung mag-disseminate sila ni Sir Rolly. Okay. So, the NAIAP-R shall deliberate for possible dissemination to schools division office level through a memorandum. So, sabi kanina, through a memorandum, advisory, posting at Mimaropa website, social media accounts, and DepEd bulletin boards. So, mayroon po tayong NAIAP-R HRDD Mimaropa. Facebook page po siya, dedicated para sa lahat ng scholarship. Later on, papakita ko po sa inyo. So you can join. I encourage everyone to join. No? Nominees shall comply with the deadlines for submission of the nomination set by the committee for all invitations if approved for dissemination. The nominating divisions and regions shall certify that trained personnel shall be utilized in enhancing school performance along the area where they are trained according to the DepEd Order 68 series of 2009. So of course, so ang applicants kailangan makomply niya yung minimum requirements, at the same time yung mga additional requirements na nire-require ng agency. At syempre, meron tayo dong form no, na ibibigay at pinipirmahan ng AO kapag nanggaling sa division, at may form din na pinipirmahan pag galing sa school about the summary of the jobs and functions ng isang ng applicant. Ito yung sinasabi ng DO 68 of 2009. One of the requirements po yun na dapat sumali ka or nag-attend ka ng scholarship na yan. It's because no, ang purpose nun is not only for your personal and professional growth, but at the same time for the performance no, of your school. Okay, of your learners. Kung ikaw ay isang teacher sa school, kung ikaw ay isang school head of your school, syempre. Kung ikaw nasa division of the SDO personnel of that organization. Yun ang pinaka-purpose noon. So malalaman natin yan, bakit sa organization? Bakit sa mga learners? Bakit sa school? Later on. So ito yung po yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na you can join. Everyone is welcome and encouraged to join. No? I-click nyo lang po itong NAIAP-R Mimaropa HR. Kung napansin nyo sa baba, mayroon tayong link dyan. Yan pong link na yan. No? So sa Facebook po yan, this is Facebook page na kung saan lahat ng mga memoranda, advisories regarding scholarships, and important memorandum na inilalabas ng region, particularly ng HRDD, ay dito nyo po makukuha at mapapasa. So sa ganun pa man, hindi nyo na kailangan hintayin yung memorandum ng division. Pero hindi ko sinasabi na hindi kagawa ng counter memorandum yung division. Kailangan pa nilang gumawa, kailangan pa nilang ilabas yun. But then again, pag nakita nyo na doon, kasi nga maliit, short lang yung time natin sa pag-prepare ng documents at kailangan nyo nang ma-prepare yon. So, nakita nyo na agad dito sa Facebook page. So, may time na kayo para mag-prepare ng documents para to submit. So, yun po ang purpose nito. Para for the widest dissemination of all scholarship offerings and programs no, na ino-offer ng Department of Education. So, yan. May ilang tanong lang po kayong sasagutan dito kasi kailangan dapat kayo taga Mimaropa region just for our security. No? But anyway, don't you worry because ako naman po ang mag-a-add sa inyo dyan or hindi mag-a-add, mag-accept ng inyong request for to join. Okay, let's move on. So who can be nominated? Sino ba ang pwedeng i-nominate sa lahat ng scholarship programs and offerings na yan? Sabi dito, all employees up to the second level position, salary grade 11 to 23. Sila pong lahat ang pwedeng i-nominate at pwedeng maka-avail nitong scholarship nito. No? May be nominated to any local foreign scholarship programs if they met the sponsor's eligibility requirements. As long as na-meet mo yung requirements, minimum requirements, no? Minimum requirements, you can join po. So, can you type 1 to 1 to if I am heard loud and clear? 1 to 1 to po. Okay, narinig niyo pa ako?
Yes po.
Okay, kasi may nag-comment na medyo mahina daw ang aking boss. Actually, malakas yung boses ko. Baka sa inyo pong internet connection or may outside lang po dun sa ano. Okay, thank you so much. So basahin ko muna sinasabi ni Ma'am Piling, ni Ma'am Padrones, ang ating pong ESCOD chief. Yan po, Sir Eric, ang disadvantage sa Palawan. Laging huli na ang memo when it comes to scholarship and looking into the geographical location at connectivity ng division. Lugig kami pagdating sa ganyan. Yan po ang observation namin ever since in ako sa DepEd. Mabuti naman with this activity kung ma-improve ang setup. Yes, Ma'am Piling, thank you so much po with this activity po. Sana nga po. Okay, yan. So ito yun din po yung aking purpose, and I'm so happy na na-invite ako for this professional gathering, this orientation of scholarship, para ma-share ko rin po sa inyo yung management guidance natin. Paano ba ito tumatakbo? Ano ba ito? Paano ba? Okay, ito na po yan. So yan. Next, ang scholarships po, pag sinabi natin scholarships, lahat ay pwedeng mag-apply. Pero ang tanong, kailangan mo ba yon? Okay. So meron tayong tinatawag dito, needs-based application. Okay. Pag sinabi natin needs-based, kailangan mo ito sa sarili mo, kaya mag-apply ka. So kailangan mo mag-apply. You have to submit your documents, the documentary requirements, no? Kailangan ma-meet mo lahat ng mga requirements na hinihingi ng sponsoring agency. So for example, math teacher ka, kailangan mo ma-enhance ang iyong teaching pedagogies mo, ang competencies mo in teaching math, at mayroong offered na math scholarship. Applyan mo kasi kailangan mo 'yun. Ay kung ikaw ay math at English yung available na scholarship, applyan mo ba? Siyempre hindi. Hindi mo naman kailangan yun. Iniisip mo lang na, I will apply because kailangan ito sa promotion ko, whatsoever, o anong purpose mo. Hindi dapat ganon. Dapat based yun sa iyong pangangailangan. Kaya in-applyan mo in line with your work. Kung hindi mo naman trabaho yun, huwag mong applyan. Hindi yun para sa'yo. Walang kinalaman yun sa ginagawa mo. Okay? So kung ang scholarship is from school head at ikaw ay teacher, alam na namang applyan mo yun, di ba? O, ganun lang yon. So next, merit-based. Ano naman ito? Okay. So ito yung selection. Kaya nga sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina, mayroon tayong pool of scholars. Nakita natin na ito pa lang si Sir Joseph Baluarte na ito ay magaling sa history whatsoever. So ito na siyang ilalagay natin dyan. Ipapa-apply na natin sa dyan. O, pinili ka na because you have that special skills. Meron kang special na kakayahan. For example, doon sa Sopronio Elementary School, dahil si Mary Jane doon dati ang principal at meron doong SPED na class, so kailangan ang school head ay capacitated. Kaya kinuha siya, o ma'am, really applyan mo yan kasi kailangan niya ng school mo. Yan, meron tayong ganon, merit-based. Or else, for example, teacher ka, magaling ka, so matataas ang grades mo. O dahil mataas ang grades mo, may scholarship tayo regarding dito na para doon sa na-meet mo yung standards, na-meet mo yung qualifications, so apply ka dito. Ganon po yung tinatawag natin na merit-based at saka needs-based application. Okay, next. So itong paano mag-apply sa scholarship, meron tayong through DepEd application. Yan. Pag sinabi natin DepEd application, from school po yan. So ibig sabihin, kaya lagi kong sinasabi kapag nag-screen ako ng documents na saan ang endorsement from the school head. So ibig sabihin, kapag nag-apply si teacher, kailangan ng endorsement ni principal o ni school head or ni teacher in charge man doon sa school na yan. Kanino ipapadala endorsement to the SDO? Si SDO gagawa ng endorsement to the region. Si region naman ang maggagawa ng endorsement para sa central office to the sponsoring agency. Ganun po yon. Yan through DepEd application. Kaya yung papel ninyo, no? Hindi lang basta na a-apply ako, magsasabit na ako kay Sir Eric directly kasi kilala ko naman yan, friend ko naman yan, i-email ko na lang sa kanya, i-messenger ko na lang sa kanya. Wrong. Dapat dumaan ng process and protocols, no? Pag sa school kang galing, dapat mayroong endorsement ng principal. Okay, so sinabi natin lang EOP, Equal Opportunity Principle. So sa principal, kung lahat sila gusto mag-apply, 10 yung teachers mo, lahat sila gusto mag-apply, pa-applyin mo, wala problema dyan. Kasi pagdating ito yan sa region, i-explain ko lang naman yan eh. Kung hindi niya na-meet yung mga requirements, ilalagay ko lang naman yan doon sa isang lagayan, tapos kung mayroong available na naman scholarships, kukunin ko na naman yan at i-text ko naman kayo na, sige, i-upgrade itong papel. Ganyan lang naman kasimple yun. So hindi ibig sabihin na, ikaw, bago ka pa lang sa serbisyo, 2 years ka pa lang, huwag ka muna mag-apply. Wrong. Hindi yun equal opportunity principle, no? Dapat lahat ay binibigyan ng chance. Sabi doon kanina 2 years lang, no? At saka 1 year lang sa current station, pwede na mag-apply for scholarship. So meron tayong direct application. So kaibahin ito, no? Itong direct application, meron kasing mga ibang sponsoring agency na ang ginagawa nila is dito na kayo direct mag-apply sa amin. Yung ganun, hindi nadadaan sa DepEd. But then again, ang nangyayari minsan dyan, humihingi pa rin ng ibang papel sa DepEd. Kasi saan ba nanggaling si teacher? Saan ba nanggaling si school head? Saan ba nanggaling si supervisor? Dun sa school. So lahat ng kanyang mga, for example, leave form, ang pipirma pa rin noon ay ang region, di ba? Kasi kung abroad yon, so kailangan niya pa rin ng document sa school. So dadaan pa rin ng school. Kasi pipirma pa rin doon si AO5 at saka si director or sa ERT. So kailangan pa rin talaga yon kahit yun ay direct application. But then again, may mga ganong cases. Okay, what are the following basic requirements? So, siguro naisip na kanina yan. Anong ba sir ang requirements para mag-apply, no? Para ako ay maka-avail ng scholarship na yan. Ano ba yung mga criteria for selection? First, no? First, you must be a Filipino citizen. Yan. Siyempre, pag ikaw ay Amerikano, dito ka sa Pilipinas, hindi talaga po pwede. Na unless na meron kang paper na ikaw ay Filipino talaga. Next, must have rendered at least 2 years of service in the government, specifically indebted where you are working, at the same time of domination and with at least 1 year of required service in the current workstation. So for example, si teacher, nanggaling sa school A, tapos 1 year siya doon, tapos pumunta sa school B, 1 year na naman siya doon. So pwede na siya mag-apply. Pero kung si teacher ay wala pang 1 year sa kanyang station na pinuntahan, no, at wala pa siyang 2 years in service, hindi siya pwede. Okay, number 3, must hold permanent position appointment at the organization nominating him or her. So yung mga JO, job orders, hindi sila pwede. Kahit nag-handle sila ng mga executive positions sa atin sa division or sa school natin, mataas ang kanilang sweldo, kahit JO sila. But they are not allowed or they are not, hindi sila po pwede na mag-avail ng scholarship. Must have obtained at least very satisfactory performance rating for 2 consecutive rating periods preceding the nomination in the current workstation that is stipulated in Debit Order number 68 series of 2008. So dalawang DS po. Ay sir, paano pag isa ay S lang at isa ay DS? Ay syempre hindi pa pwede. Ay paano sir kapag DS tapos isa ay outstanding? Ay syempre pwede. Kasi ang require naman ay 2 consecutive IPCRFs na DS ang kanyang performance rating. Okay, yun lang po ang sinasabi dyan. No? Okay, so next, number 5, has sufficiency demonstrated ability and experience and initiated innovations in the area being recommended. So ano po ito? Siyempre si teacher or si school head or si supervisor sa kanyang field of specialization or doon sa kanyang portfolio, nagpapakita siya ng innovations. Kita mo naman talaga na masipag naman talaga siya. Ang dami niyang programs, ang dami niyang projects na hina-handle, minamanage, tapos hindi mo pa siya i-nominate. Siyempre, ganun po yun. So, nakikitaan natin na talaga nagsusumikap itong applicant. Okay? Number 6, must have no pending administrative case and or criminal charges as certified by the legal division. Yan. So siyempre walang kaso. Pero pag may mga pending administrative cases kayo, hindi po pwede kasi humingi po tayo ng certification of no pending administrative case. Kailangan po yun. Isa po yun sa mga requirement. No, number 7, is certified to be in good health by a local government physician and is fit to undergo serious studies away from his or her family for a week or more to one go. Importante to. Dapat in good shape tayo, no? Wala tayong sakit. At hindi po pwede ang private doctors. Dapat ay ang nakapirma doon sa medical certificate ay from public hospitals. Okay. Number 8, has capability to disseminate or train other teachers, staff and personnel on the area studied upon returning from training. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na si supervisor, si teacher, or si school head nag-attend ng scholarship. Pagbalik, wala na. Ganyan na. Pagdating doon sa kanyang station, so, wala nang ginawa. So dapat, meron siyang gagawin. So upon returning, sabi dyan, kailangan siya mag-conduct. Later on, i-discuss ano ba dapat ang gagawin ni grantee kapag siya bumalik sa kanyang respective stations after niyang mag-avail nitong scholarship. Discuss po yan later on. Now, the process flow. Tingnan natin ang process flow dito sa region. And I hope na mayroon din po kayong process flow how to avail or how to apply for a certain scholarship. Ito po in the region. Dapat meron din po kayo sa division ninyo, meron din po kayo dapat sa school ninyo. Kasama ito sa Citizens Charter. No? Ito, application for scholarship. Sino ba yung applicant natin? It can be a teacher, a school head, or SDO personnel, supervisor, something like that. First step is they're going to submit the relevant documents needed for the scholarship to HRDD. So yun yung ginagawa. Nagagaling yan sa HRDS, kila Ma'am Martin sa SGOD, no? Na pina-forward nila yan sa amin dito sa region. Yan. Tapos, as service provider, kami, taga-receive ng documents, ng nominees, Ang ginagawa namin, we screen and we evaluate the documents of the nominees, yan, as to completeness lang. Hindi po kami nagsasabi na, ay, hindi to pwede. Ay, ito ay next year na. Hindi po kami pwedeng ganon. Anong ginagawa namin? As to completeness of the documents, requirements only. So yun lang po. So lahat ng kung masasabi namin na okay yon or pumasa yon based doon sa sinabit yung document. So kapag may kulang, tatawag ka kay Ma'am Marlene, Ma'am Marlene, kulang si ganito ng ganito. You need to submit this. We need to submit this. Ganyan yan. Kailangan ng certification. Ganun po yun. Pero hindi po kami pwede magsabi, siya pwede, Ma'am Marlene, next year mo na siya ipa-apply. Hindi po kami nagsabi ng ganun. Bawal po yun. Next, affects initials and signatures in the transmittal. So yung aming pong HRDD chief po yan. At dumadaan po yan sa Regional Scholarship Committee. Yun nga po yung HRDC na sinasabi ko kanina sa inyo. Then endorses the documents of qualified nominees to central office. So yan. So napapansin niyo, mayroon duration of time. Okay. So time frame yan dyan. Itong receiving of documents for about 15 to 20 minutes. For the screening and evaluating, 1 day. So bakit ang tagal? 1 day? It's because siyempre, pag may kulang na documents, tawag ka pa kay Ma'am Marlene, paano kung nasa meeting yon, so maghihintay ka pa. So talagang mag-alatay ng at least 1 day, no? So affixing the initials, 15 to 20 minutes. Bakit ang tagal sir? Mag-affix naman ng initial yan. Kasi si chief, hindi lang naman ang trabaho ng chief ay isa papel lang naman. So kailangan pa niyang i-review yon, di ba? Tapos dadaan pa yun kay ARD. Hindi lang naman ang pinipirma ng ARD isang papel, marami din yun. So malamang, hindi lang 15 minutes ang abutin yan. Maging sa director. Ganun po siya. Kaya parang minsan natin sinasabi, ang tagal na magpirma ay mag-affix ng signature. Hindi po kasi ganun kadami o kadali at yung pinipirmahang mga documents. Next, endorses the documents to the qualified nominees. So once na pirmahan yan ng director, no, i-release niya yan sa records, tapos ang records po niyan ang mag-transmit doon sa central office. Ang ginagawa po namin dyan, kasi ngayon ay new normal, so through email. But then, kapag may chance, kailangan po i-submit yung original copies. Okay. So, person in charge, meron po tayo dyan. Kung sino pong in charge dito. Fees, may bayad ba? Wala. Wala pong bayad. And also the forms as prescribed by the central office, sponsoring agency, or country. So, ito pong process flow. At least man lang sa school ninyo ay mayroon tayong process flow para makikita ni teacher, okay, ito pala yung kung paano ako mag-apply. Okay, ito pala yung mga requirements na dapat kong i-comply. Di ba? Paano kung hindi nila alam? Blinded sila doon. So, paano sila makapag-avail? Hindi na nga nila alam kung may offering, hindi pa nila alam kung anong kanilang gagawin. So, it's a must na mayroon tayong at least this one, the process flow. Okay. Maliban sa process flow, mayroon din po kami ginawang flow chart. You can adapt this or you can customize sa inyong respective workstations. So as applicant, submit the relevant documents. Yung kanina, nakaano lang po dyan, no? Nakalagay lang siya kung sino yung in charge. But then here, kung napapansin niyo, may mga figures kayong nakikita. The applicants will submit the relevant documents needed for the scholarship to HRDD. Yan. Same lang po yung content. Kaso kung mapapansin niyo dito, mayroon siyang mga arrow, saan siya pupunta, kung complete ang documents, anong mangyayari, pag incomplete, saan pupunta, tapos babalik, okay, tapos sino ang last hanggang sa makarating sa end, doon sa central office or sa sponsoring agency. So, meron tayong process flow, meron pa tayong flow chart. So, pag nakita natin, nakapaskil sa ating wall yan, doon sa division natin, sa school natin, makita natin, ganito pala pag mag-apply. Madali na lang, hindi na sila mahirapan, di ba? So, yun yun. Okay. So, ano ba yung mga available scholarship? As I said and mentioned earlier, ang hawak ko po ngayon sa region is non-teaching. So, lahat po ng scholarship under non-teaching, ako po ang may hawak noon. So, sino ba yung mga non-teaching? Siyempre, yung mga supervisors, school heads, superintendents, ESDS, CID chiefs. Yan sila po yung mga non-teaching niya. Mga doctors natin, attorney. Okay, sino pa ba dyan? Engineers sa region natin, ICT. Okay, sila yung mga non-teaching, di ba? Okay, so, ano po yung mga available scholarship offerings natin this school year and the past years? So actually sa non-teaching, kakaunti lang talaga siya eh. Mayroon tayong call for nomination, Development Academy of the Philippines. Ito po ay ina-offer ng DAP para doon sa middle class managers, batch 26. Actually, kaka-release ko lang ito noong March 10, 2021. Mayroon din po tayong para sa senior executives class. No? Ito po yung sa mga senior executives, yung mga superintendents, no? Third level position. Actually si Ma'am Nati Bayubay, isa po sa recipient natin ito at nakuha po siya dito sa senior executive class na ito last year. Last year ba yun o 2019? Okay. So Another one, nomination of participants to the Excellence in School Leadership Program of the CMEO Enotech. Ito naman po ay abroad, no? Para sa ating mga school leaders. Ang title po niya ay Excellence in School Leadership Program under CMEO, no? Last 2019 din po yan. Okay, so yun yung mga ilan sa mga scholarships na inilabas natin para sa non-teaching. Yung sa teaching naman po, later on, si Sir Robert po noon ang magbibigay sa inyo, ano ba yung mga available scholarships for non-teaching? So doon po yun sa kanyang discussion later. Okay, now, so magtatanong kayo sa akin, Sir, dahil ilang years ka na as a regional scholarship coordinator, mayroon na ba talagang natanggap? Oh, ito yung ebidensya ko, evidence requirement na submit ko sa inyo. So, from 2015 to 2021, sino-sino na ba ang nakapag-avail sa region ng scholarships, no? Na-grant ng scholarship? So, we have here DepEd MTAP Scholarship Credit Program in the secondary mathematics. Actually, we have total of 4, pero isa lang po ang nakuha, naka-avail. Hornby Regional School, Philippines for English Master Teachers. Mayroon pong 4 nag-apply, 4 na nag-apply, 3 po ang nakapag-avail. Japan East Asia Network o Genesis, mayroon pong 9 na nag-apply at mayroon pong 3 nakuha. Sa 5th batch of the senior executive, wala po nakuha dito, 5 ang nag-apply. 14th batch, mayroon isang nag-apply, nakuha din po siya. Okay, si Mayo Ketep, Indonesia po ito. Sa Indonesia po itong scholarship na ito. Ano po, actually ito school head. Now, from Calapan City, isa din po nakuha. Senior Executive Class, Batch 9 of Development Academy of the Philippines, may isa din po. Okay, yan. So, yan yung mga scholarships, no? Na mayroon tayo at mga nakapag-avail po. Hindi ko pala nailagay dito kay Ma'am Mary Jane Beret kasi doon po siya sa Korea naman yung sa SPED kasi ang record doon ay nasa sa LMD. Okay. So, sir, bakit kakaunti lang ang nabibigyan ng chance or ang nakaka-avail? Mga kapatid, it is because ang scholarship po, for example, ang isang sponsoring agency, ang kinukuha lang nila is 4, 5, 2, 1 slot. Para kanino? Para na po yun sa buong DepEd Philippines. So kung makapasok ka dyan at makuha ka, praise God. Diba? Bakit? Sa dami-daming nag-apply na regions, 17 regions across Philippines, nakuha ka po. So ganun po yun. So hindi po natin masabi na sayang naman yung chance, sayang naman yung pagsabit namin ng documents, hindi kami nakuha. Ganun po talaga, no? So yan. So dapat yung documents natin talagang dapat yun mag-grant talaga ng sponsoring agency, complete at the same time, intensive documents po talaga isasabit natin. Okay. So how about the obligations of the grantees? Yes, nag-grant ka na, nabigyan ka na ng scholarship. Ano yung iyong obligations? Kasi hindi naman tayo pwedeng mag-avail lang na wala tayong obligasyon, no? The grantees shall maintain the academic standards and other course requirements for the program of the institution and Department of Education, and that failure to do would be sufficient grounds for disqualification and termination of the scholarship. O for example, pumunta siya ng Japan. Aba, ang ginawa doon ay hindi nakati ng scholarship, nagnamasyal doon kung saan-saan, at yun ay maging subject for disqualification and termination. That is stipulated in the DepEd Order 62, Series of 1990. At ito pa yung malala, may penalties. Scholar grantee who fails to meet the conditions of the grant through his or her own fault or neglect, nag-resign, voluntary nag-separate, umalis, bigla, shall pay the actual amount of the grant and the total compensation and benefits received during the duration of the educational support. So malaki din po ang ating responsibilidad, no? Kapag tayo nakapag-avail ng scholarship na ito, talagang dapat natin isa puso at tapusin talaga siya dahil kung ano man ang mangyari sa atin, bigla tayo nag-resign, umalis tayo, bigla tayo nainis doon sa kung ano man nangyari sa atin, okay. So kasalanan mo yun, kailangan mong bayaran ng buo yung ginastos sa'yo doon sa scholarship na yun. Okay? So how about for the monitoring and evaluation? Tapos ka na. Nakauwi ka na sa inyong school o sa inyong division o sa district mo. Nakapag-avail ka na ng scholarship. You must or you have to submit your REP or WAP. Ano po ito? Re-entry Application Project and Workplace Application Project. So kagawa ka ngayon ng project. Ano yung natutunan mo doon sa scholarship na inatindan mo? Gagawan mo yun ng project at kailangan mo yung i-disseminate at i-conduct sa iyong respective schools, sa district, or kung ito man ay sa division. So ganun po yun. Okay. At kailangan po niyong isubmit sa saan? Sa scholarship committee. Siyempre sa division, sa region, para punta sa National Scholarship Committee. Yung inyo pong RIAP at WAP. Okay. So, for our activity 2, and this will be the last activity for this morning, no? I'd like you to create a plan of action wherein, based from my discussions, no? The different guidelines, the different policies of that related to scholarships, the processes, no, the flow charts, the timeline, the process flow. You're going to make or create your own guidelines. Simpleng guidelines lang, no? Kung ikaw ay sa division, kung ikaw ay nasa school, kung ikaw ay nasa district, regarding scholarship. Then, nakapaloob doon sa guidelines mo, anong system? Paano mo siya gagawin? Gagawa ka rin ba ng pool of scholars? Mag-create ka rin ba ng committee? Something like that. And then your practices. But, this is an assignment. Hindi po niyo ito ngayon gagawin. You are going to submit this once na ako po ay dumalaw sa inyo. If God's willing, kapag maganda na itong panahon natin at makapag face-to-face na po tayo, hahanapin ko ito kapag napunta ako, pumasyal ako dun sa iyong school. Ma'am, nasaan na yung customized guidelines mo about scholarship? Okay? Okay ba yon? Type 1-2-1-2 if you agree. Sige nga po. 1-2-1-2 if you agree po. Anyone? Yan, very good. Thank you so much, Ma'am Kabuhat, Ma'am Rizalyn, Ma'am Heidi, Sir Conrad Tayanan, Sir Forcal, Sir Larry, Ma'am Marlene, Ma'am Alman. Okay, thank you so much. So yun po yung assignment po niyo yan na based from our discussions today, I'd like you to come up with your own customized guidelines. Hindi po kailangan kopyahin niyo yung sinasabi ng DepEd orders. Pag sinabi natin customized, yung swak, relevant lang sa inyong needs at saka responsive sa pangailangan ng ating employees or ng teachers kung kayo man ay sa school. Okay? Having said that, I'd like to end with this quotation. Behind every successful person, there is one elementary truth. Somewhere, somehow, someone cared about their growth and development. This person was their mentor. At sino po yon? Tayo pong mga leaders, educational leaders. We can either make or break the career, profession of our subordinates, of our teachers. So let us help them develop their professional skills and competencies, able to contribute meaningfully to the performance of our education, the Department of Education as a whole. With that, thank you so much, and God bless us all. Keep safe, everyone. Ma'am Marlene?
Thank you so much, Sir Eric. Napakalaking tulong po talaga itong na-share nyo sa amin ngayon. So inaasahan ko din po ng lahat ng mga schoolets na nandito po ngayon ay makapaggawa po ng sarili nilang guidelines kung paano po sila magkakaroon ng pool of possible scholars sa kanila pong sa school level po. And then also with our PSDSS, makabuo din po sila ng district possible pool of scholars at yun po ang magagamit natin na possible pool of scholars po ng division office. So by learning areas, ang kailangan po nilang ma-provide po na possible pool of scholars or candidate pool of scholars using the basic requirements po. Thank you so much, Sir Eric. So palakpakan po natin. Virtual clap na lang po natin kay Sir Eric. Thank you so much po, Sir Eric. To be followed po ang inyong certificate po. Papapirmahan po sa aming bagong SDS po.
Welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much po. And now, next, naka-join na kaya si Sir Robert Trajano?
Iba po, ma'am. Ibang Robert po yung nandito.
Call ko lang po siya, Ma'am Marlene, ha?
Thank you po, Sir Eric. And Sir Eric, rest assured po na siguro before end of May, meron na yan kaming division of possible scholars po, list of possible scholars. Para naman po yan, kapag meron kayong ibinigay sa amin na sponsoring agency for scholarship programs, meron na po agad kaming maitatap. At least po, nagawa na namin po yung sinasabi ninyong equal opportunity para sa lahat ng ating mga kaguruan, mga school heads, and sa ating po mga school leaders para po makapag-avail naman ng scholarship program ng DepEd and other partners po natin. So while waiting for Sir Robert, magpapalabas po tayo ng division memorandum po regarding po sa pag-create ng school, district, and division pool of possible scholars. Para naman po, and then ilalagay din po natin doon yung diniscuss sa atin ni Sir Eric, yung mga basic requirements para po makita ng mga teachers, and then malaman natin yung lahat ng willing ay ma-accommodate po natin silang lahat. Hindi man sila lahat maka-join sa scholarship program na ino-offer ng mga sponsoring agency, yung mga free programs, free trainings, and all, at least po ay meron po tayong nabigyan natin ng chance lahat ng mga teachers. So nasa sa regional office na lang po yan, kung pagdating po sa evaluation ng mga documents, kung sino po ang papasa sa kanila. Thank you po.
Ma'am Marlene, I will provide my PowerPoint presentation po sa inyo para kung gusto hingin ng ating mga participants, school heads, or ng ating supervisors, pwede niyo pong ibigay sa kanila.
Ay, yes sir, opo, hihingiin ko nga rin po talaga sana sir, tapos ibibigay din po sa kanila, sa lahat ng participants para i-roll out nila sir sa mga teachers, ma-explain nila ng maayos sa mga teachers using the PowerPoint presentation po na ginamit po ninyo sa akin. Thank you so much sir.
Sir Robert will join for a while. Sabi niya wala daw siyang link. Sorry na. Hindi siguro nakatanggap ng ang tawag nito.
Sa messenger niya sir, na-send ko.
Opo, hindi kasi active sa sa Facebook eh. Pero na-send ko na din sa kanya. He will be joining for a while po.
Yes po. Ano po Sir Eric, any message for our participants po with regards to the scholarship program, sir? While waiting for Sir Robert to join with us today.
Okay. Actually, everyone is encouraged and welcome to apply for available scholarship offerings in the region. Yung gaya po ang sinabi ko kanina na yung ating pong scholarship ay para po sa lahat yun, no? Ang nag-evaluate po niyan at ang tatanggap ay ang central office at yung sponsoring agency. Wala po yan sa amin sa region. Lahat po ng inyong sinasabit na mga papel is for endorsement po yan sa central office as long as you meet the minimum requirements. At the same time, na-comply po ninyo yung mga requirements na hinihingi. So yan, mag-submit lang po kayo ng mag-submit. Na anyway, free naman po yan at wala naman pong bayad yan. Kapag mas maganda po doon, yung sa mga teachers sa school naman, ay i-prepare nyo na po yung kanilang mga basic requirements. Meron na po kayong portfolio doon ng bawat teachers wherein the basic requirements nila nakalagay na po doon. But if in case na mayroong mga offerings, yung mga additional documents na lang ilalagay nyo doon para pag-apply nila mas mabilis. Kasi mahirap po yung ngayon pa lang mag-prepare. Parang inaabot tayo ng almost 5 days sa pa lang sa certification lang ng mga documents is matagal na po yun. So, yun po yung aking tips siguro na para mapadali, meron na tayong available prior documents para po pag kailangan na nilang mag-apply or kailangan na mag-submit ng documents, mayroon na po tayong available doon. So, yun po yun. Okay? So, join po kayo doon sa ating page, sa Facebook page po natin ng Mimaropa HR, yung binigay ko rin na sa inyo, para lahat po ng mga memoranda na nilabas ng region, particularly scholarships, ay agad-agad po ninyo makikita at mababa. Lahat naman tayo active sa Facebook, no? Sa panahon ngayon, hindi na yung Facebook, kailangan na talaga siya kasi doon yung easiest way for us to communicate, no? Para makapag-send tayo ng mga data, details, kung mga anumang kailangan natin sa school, maging sa work natin. So that's it. And thank you so much for attending this particular activity, professional learning development activity. So yan, Sir Robert will be coming for a while. will be joining us. Oo.
Dito na po
Sir
si Sir.
Eric, parang nagtataas ng kamay si Ma'am Edna. Ma'am Edna Kabuhat.
Okay po, Ma'am Edna. Go ahead po, Ma'am Ed. Meron po kayong questions or clarifications po? Baka napindot lang, Ma'am. May tanong si Ma'am dito, si Ma'am Elisa. Sir, kailangan po bang mag-resign ng teacher sa DepEd if apply siya ng scholarship at di pa siya qualified for sabbatical leave? Okay. Yung concern po na ito, Ma'am, is actually, hindi pa po siya nakalagay sa guidelines natin. But then, ito po ay maaari nating itanong or i-confirm po natin ito sa atin pong AO. Kasi when it comes to leave na yan, sila po pumipirma dyan. No? So kapag dumating po sa region sa akin yung mga papel, meron talagang part yung ating administrative officer sa HRMO. Sila po ang nakakaalam kung paano po ba yung leave na yan. Pinipirmahan po ba yan na kailangan ba ng sabbatical leave? So sila po yung mas person na mas makasagot po dito. So sa division level siguro ito, Ma'am Marlene, meron po ba tayong kasamang HRMO dito?
Yes po, Ma'am Sherry Lagrada.
Oo.
Kung naandyan ka po, and si Ma'am Isabelita Sampayan.
Oo.
Pwede pong patulong pasagot lang po ng tanong ng ating participant po.
Mhm.
Actually,
Hindi lang
participant po dito sila, sir.
Okay. Actually, hindi pa ako aware sa ora-ora kung nakalagay na yan doon ngayon. Opo. So, gano'n na lang, Ma'am Marlene, si Ma'am HRMO na lang ang ating pasagot niya, no? Yung concern ni Ma'am about leave kasi yan eh. Okay. So, si Sir Robert po ba nandito na? Panarinig ko na kanina si Sir Robert po para turn over na natin yung floor sa kanya. Opo. Okay, Ma'am Marlene. Nandito na po si Sir Robert. Go ahead na po.
Once again, thank you so much, Sir Eric Tinyoso, sa pag-share po ng inyong kaalaman regarding po sa ating scholarship program and its process po for the non-teaching. And for now po, let us welcome one of our speaker pa rin po from the NIAP-R, Sir Robert Trajano, a Senior Education Program Specialist po. Sir Robert, welcome po. Hintayin lang natin si Sir Robert po to share his presentation with us. Thank you po.
Opo, naka-join na din siya, Ma'am Marlene. Nag-opo na siya kanina eh.
Opo, sir. Salamat po. Once again po, let's welcome Sir Robert Trajano, Senior Education Program Specialist from NAFR. Welcome, Sir Robert. Sir Robert, wala po kaming naririnig and wala rin po kaming nakikita na presentation po ninyo. Thank you po. Ayan, thank you po. Nakita namin yung mukha mo. Sir, patingin mo na ng mukha ninyo. Wala pong sound, wala po kayong audio. First time ko po makita si Sir Robert Trajano. Hi sir, good morning po. So siguro po ang mga participants natin ay ngayon lang din po kayo nakita, sir. Welcome sir and thank you po sa pagpa-unlock ng aming imbitasyon para kayo ay makapagbigay sa amin ng kaalaman. Okay po. Wait sir. Sir Kevin, paki-unmute po yung isang device ni Sir ni Sir Robert.
Hello? Good. Narinig niyo na po ako?
Loud and clear, sir. Thank you
Hi,
po.
thank you very much. Now, I will share my presentation. Wait lang po. Now, can you see my presentation?
Wala pa po, sir.
Oh. Meron na po sa akin. Wait lang. Hello? Tapos. Di po ba? Share, screen share. Okay, one. And then, okay, share.
Ayan na, sir. Meron na po.
Ay, salamat.
Yes, thank you po.
Okay, thank you rin. And once again, thank you very much for inviting me here and good morning to everyone. Hello.
Yes, sir. Loud and clear po.
Okay, thank you. Please, Ria, para at least alam po ko kung naririnig ba ako or sarili ko na lang ba ang kinakausap ko? Kung po pwede lang po, thank you very much. And then, may I start my presentation with this quotation? Sometimes the smallest step in the right direction ends up being the biggest step of your life. Tiptoe if you must, but take the step. I would like to share this kind of quotation because of what we have transpired during our conversation with Ma'am Marlene yesterday, of which, nung sinasabi ko nga kay Ma'am Marlene kahapon, parang napakalaki ng trabaho ng gusto niyong malaman, but still you have to take a step, of which I congratulate the organizer of this activity and the idea of the project, so that at least you can be able to take a small step to help our teachers and school leaders to participate in any program, professional development program being offered by our agency. Now may I continue? I would like to share to you about the guidelines and the registration of teachers and school leaders for NAIAP recognized professional development programs and courses. Ngayon, if you will notice, this program, I took this in DM or Department Memorandum number 082, series of 2020. If you also would like to take this and for further readings, you can also do so. If you will notice and somebody will going to look into this DM number, this DM, you can find out that these are the list of approved program, development program. Kung matatandaan po natin, especially those who are participating, our supervisors and our section heads, unit heads, and the division officers, I will notice, ito yung mga hiningi namin last December na mga scholars or participants, if I may, na gawin sabihin na natin siyang participants because kasi hiningi lang natin to who should be qualified to this particular kind of professional development program. Okay. So the idea is this set of guidelines forms part of the strategic program for the upscaling and rescaling of public school teachers and school leaders by giving them access to a wide range of NAIAP recognized professional development programs and courses that are integrated, aligned to the Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers, and supportive of their career progression. Siguro naman po narinig niyo na during that during some of the meetings and PDP programs na most of our certificates or activities should be accredited by NAIAP, central office if it is from the initiatives coming from the regional office, or certification coming from the regional office if the initiative of the activity is coming from the SO. Dito nung pinapakita talaga na integrated talaga siya na though I'm not sure if all of you is familiar with the Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers and also the Philippine Professional Standard for School Heads. Okay. And then supported of their career progress. For the first round of offered professional development programs courses, regional officers are enjoined to submit a list of qualified public school teachers, school leaders to NAIAP on or before 27 2020. At tingnan niyo po, nilagyan ko ito. Date of issuance, December 21, 2020. Kung titingnan po natin, tanggapin na po natin ang katotohanan na ganyan po kabilis ang hinihingi ng central office. It is not our fault alone na minamabilis po namin kayo. Pinapaalala lang po namin, ini-inform ko lang po kayo na hindi po laging galing sa amin yung nauna. At kung pili na po, I don't know kung paano, December 21 po ito, karamihan nakapakasyon na, may Christmas break na. At nandun na at hinihingi ba po sila. Okay po? Inaano ko lang. So nanghingi tayo by that time of the list of public school teachers and school leaders. Subsequent to the issuance of these guidelines, NAIAP shall regularly issue calls for registration to programs and courses as they are recognized by NAIAP. Bakit ito po yung aking gustong i-present during inisip ko, anong mga maganda para sa Division of Palawan? I think this is the most appropriate kasi some of the scholarships ay hindi kasi natin alam or professional development program, hindi kasi natin alam kung kailan siya darating. Bigla na lang siyang bumababa yung mga scholarship, yung mga biglang bumababa yan. However, this NAIAP activity, it will be a subsequent na taon-taon ay magkakaroon ito. Kung nabasa niyo na po yung last memo, last April 27, I think, they are now calling for the second batch for the recognition of PDE. Of which, ang inisip ko po rito ay katulad po siya ng last year, kasi yung kung natatandaan niyo po nanghingi tayo ng mga names last year, yan po ay result of the batch 1. So kung titingnan po natin yung flow, kung meron silang call for research, call for proposal for recognition of last year, most probably magkakaroon po tayo ng another really recognition but scholarship, PDP programs and activities na nakaangkla po rito. So I think that is the most feasible na pwede po tayong magkaroon ng mga PDP activities, of which pwede po siguro dito na may angkla natin ano-ano ba ang mga kailangan namin para mas mapadali nating ma-identify yung ating mga teachers o yung ating mga participants. Okay po, thank you. To ensure the public teachers and schools leaders are provided with appropriate learning and development intervention, this set of guidelines establishes the registration process of teachers, school leaders for NAIAP recognized professional development programs and courses delivered by NAIAP, other DepEd units, and all authorized learning service provided. Kaya nga po yung na-decide ko rito na ito siguro mas maganda na gawin natin pinakang guidelines or pwede natin pagkunan ng mga information para sa ating inisip kasi baka database ang kailangan nyo na isang click lang po ng ating HRDS isang system in collaboration with our ICT, they can be able now to determine in a very shortest or the fastest time possible that they can be able to identify and make recommendation in a particular program development, professional development program or courses, and other scholarship offering. Okay po. The registration of public school teachers and school leaders. Wait, I will. The registration of public school teachers and school leaders may affect the professional development program from courses. And their completion shall from here on form part of the professional development record of every teacher and school leader throughout their tenure in the Department of Education. So kung makapanin po natin, lahat na po ng NAIAP recognized profession, magkakaroon na po tayo ng data bank na ito bang mga teachers na ito ay talaga nagkaroon ng mga trainings na katulad ito. Or ito ba yung mga appropriate trainings pa dapat sa kanila na kung i-receive yung sa LDM and other NAIAP recognized professional program, may mga codes na po tayo. Kaya sabi ko, ay good. Hindi na po pwede ang hiraman. Next. This guide shall cover the requirements, processes, and other requirements for the registration of all public school teachers and school leaders in professional development programs recognized by NAIAP Central Office and delivered by NAIAP and other DepEd units and authorized learning service providers. Similar guidelines shall be issued covering registration in programs and courses recognized at the level of NAIAP in the gusto ko lang po i-emphasize na magkakaroon din po ng mga registration guidelines para po naman sa division office na lahat po na magiging activity ng division office will also be recognized by the regional office. Na hindi po basta na lang maisipan o kung ano man po yung dapat na gawing nilang training. It shall be the policy of this guidelines to ensure that the public school teachers, school leaders are afforded with a wide range of programs and courses that are NAIAP recognized, aligned to the PPSC, kulang ng PPSC, and consistent with the NAIAP professional development framework. Kung titingnan po as per conversation yesterday, ang tingin ko po talagang narito yung gusto ring mangyari ng Division Office of Palawan. Relying to the ensure that the public school teachers and school leaders are afforded with a wide range of programs and courses. Okay. Second, guarantee that the programs are provided with the appropriate PD, professional development credit unit. Siguro naman po, you are also aware na sa susunod po, I don't know if this year or by next year, all of our certificates na hindi po PD ay kailangan ay hindi po i-recognize ng regional office o kahit ng HR o admin, I think, na for our promotion. Aside from the PD credit unit that we need for the renewal of our licenses, teacher's license. Provide a mechanism that shall capture and register the progress of each public school teacher, school leader in the professional development programs and courses that have taken in order to document their proficiency as well as identify gaps and in view of the career progression policy that shall be formally adopted later on the Bureau of Human Resource and Organizational Development or BHROD. Eligibility. So kung ang tinitingnan niyo po ay yung 1 or 2 years where you can be able to make a database or a pool of prospective participants, ang setting ko po mas maganda ito natin ilagay. As a general eligibility for registration in programs are possible and public school teachers and school leaders must okay. Nakita niyo pa? Ma'am Marlene, nakita niyo ba?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear na rin po.
Thank you. Ayaw, umangat eh. Alam po ha. Okay. Next. Beholding a permanent item. Po, second, siguro po self-explanatory na yun, permanent item. So, if we are going to, no, sorry, if we are planning to have a database of our prospective research participants for this any PD training program, siyempre siguro po automatic siya, permanent item. Meron na po agad doon isang item yung sa blank, ano naman tawag sa ICT. Kailan siya na permanent, ilang taon na siya nung by that time, all those information. Have no pending administrative, civil, or criminal case. That is one of the requirements. Have not been found guilty of any violation involving moral turpitude, corruption, or fraud. Be willing to and commit to the provision of the nevertheless contract. Itong inisip ko rito, paano natin ilalagay ito if we are planning to have a pool of prospective participants in any PD program. So it will be a very big challenge for the HRDS, for the chief of the SDOD and the IPC. Paano natin ilalagay ito? Be willing to prepare and undertake the conduct of NEA PDP action plan. So this is mostly makita na natin doon. Okay. B, specific eligibility shall be provided in the recognized program, which may include appropriate teaching position or career stage, grade level assignment, subject to specification and completed prerequisites. Kung mapasin niyo po, napakadami po ng variables.
Sir Robert,
Yes, ma'am.
medyo nag-e-echo daw po.
Okay po, wait lang po. Okay na po, ma'am?
Yes po, okay na sir. Salamat po.
Thank you very much po. Please, pakisabi niyo po sa akin kung may umeko, hindi ako naririnig, daldal dito, wala naman pala akong mic, parang ganun po okay, naka-stop po yung aking presentation. Please, okay lang po yun. Okay, so, continue. Let us continue. Kung titignan niyo po rito, specific eligibility shall be provided in the recognized program of courses, which the teaching position. So, item yun, kung titignan po natin mabuti. The career stage. Ang isang question dito ay, meron na ba tayo? Identify na ba natin ang career stage ng mga teachers natin? If I'm not mistaken, Palawan has 12,000 teachers. Tama po ba ako, Ma'am Marlene? Okay. The stage level, the grade level assignment, subject specialization, and complete prerequisite. Wala pa po rito yung educational qualification. Classification of offered programs or courses. Dito po sa recognized may PDB of the program development, professional development program being offered or being evaluated for recognition ng NEA ay meron pong meron pong siyang classification. Natin. For purposes of registration, NEA Professional Development Program of course are classified as follows. By service providers, i-explain ko sa inyo po mamaya. Free or with registration or enrollment fee, as to number of available slots, as to duration of the program report.
Sir Robert, sorry po nag-e-echo pa rin daw po.
Wait lang po. Patayin ko lang yung isa.
Wala po kayong audio. Pwede po yun sa laptop niyo, sir. Ano na lang po. Alisan ng volume.
Hello?
Ayan na, sir. Okay na po.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, as I was saying, okay. Next, by service provider. NAIAP recognized professional development programs and courses may be offered by DepEd service providers, of which ito po nga po yung ating mga bureaus, sections, offices, which may be bureau service units in DepEd Central or by DepEd regional offices, the schools division offices, or any office unit 13. Po yun. Yan po yung by service provider sa yung DSP. Next, free or with registration or enrollment fee. A program or course may be offered for free or may charge reasonable registration or enrollment fees as approved by NAIAP. For programs or courses that charge reasonable registration or enrollment fees, the NAIAP shall indicate whether it will pay for the said fees on behalf of and as direct benefit to the teachers or school leaders, or are optionally available for registration at the personal expense of the teacher or school leader. Kung naalala niyo po, to those na nakapag-avail po noong yung pong last year ay sa batch 1, yung po wala po talagang tuition fee yun. It's for free. Na ang ano po doon ay yung kanyang registration fee ay shouldered by NAIAP Central. Kapag ano. Pero there's another memo nagsasabi po na you can also avail all those professional development programs. However, pwede po kayo sumalibat with the tuition fee. As to the number of available slots, NAIAP recognized professional development programs and courses will indicate how many slots are available for registration. Katulad nga po nung last year na sinasabi ko. Ito po yung sa DM82. Ito po yung sinasabi ko. As to the duration of the program or course, NAIAP recognized professional development programs are categorized as short-term program or course, which would run for less than 3 months, or as long-term program of course, which would run for more than 3 months. Kung ano po natin dun sa DM82, mapapansin niyo po, I don't know kung sino po naka-avail nung sa master's degree at saka po sa doctoral degree. Ma'am Marlene, meron po ba kayong alam? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Familiar po ba kayo doon sa kung sino ang nakapag-avail nung sa sa doctoral degree? Ang alam ko po doon, puro taga-SDO ang available.
Parang wala kami niyan, sir, na
Meron po.
Meron, sir?
Yes.
Baka sa CID, sir, nakadiretso.
Okay. O, sige po. Anyway. Application. Paano ba tayo mag-apply dito? The public school teacher, school leader shall review the list of NAIAP recognized professional development programs or courses and select which course best to register or enroll in considering his or her career stage. Nga po, medyo mahirap yung career stage natin, ma'am. Key stage and learning area taught, the identified professional development needs and eligibility for any specific qualifications based on the nature, design, and target of the program or course being offered. Kung ang ating pong plano of this activity will be the parang ayoko namang sabihin na profiling, para po namang siyang nare-red tag. However, it's really profiling. Kailan alam na agad natin yan. Diba? Career stage, the key stage, the learning area, all of those things. They are the profile, the general profile of our school teachers and school leaders. The public school teachers and school leaders shall submit their intent to register for a NAIAP recognized professional development program or course to the school's division office. Though it is already the process. Pero kung titingnan natin, ang ating pipikapin dito is more on the profile and database inventory of our teachers. Makita natin dito na mas madali kung paano natin po pwede siyang gamitin. Ito pala pwede isa sa mga procedure na pwede nating mailagay. So meaning, before that, hindi lang pala dapat nakaka-profile, kundi may mas madali tayong access na in way of which pag-click mo, automatic na mai-email siya doon sa tao. Na hindi lang siya naka-static, but also yung database na gagamitin o gagawin natin ay automatic na po pwede na siya madala sa concerned participant. Next. The letter of intent should indicate the qualification, the letter of school leaders in relation to the criteria set by the program or course. The teacher or school leaders' willingness to maintain the academic standards and adhere to the program requirements set by the service provider, which is pag DSP po, DepEd po siya, or LSP po itigalabas. And the teacher or school leader's commitment to observe and follow the terms and conditions, including the implementation of an action plan to the signing of the NAIAP PDP contract. Kasi in this particular PDP, meron pa po kasi tayong contract na kailangan pirmahan. Na hindi yan parang ordinary training po na tanggap, iklop, tago. Hindi na po kasi ngayon gano'n, no? Specific selection process. There are programs that may provide for specific selection process other than general rule under paragraph 15. The said specific selection process shall be indicated in the relevant program within the call for registration. If a specific selection process is provided, it shall take precedence over the general application procedure. So depende po kasi sa pwede maging situation. Approval of application, the SDO shall review and approve the application of the public school teacher or school leader to register to a NEA professional or course based on the qualifications, program requirement, or course criteria specifically indicated in the list. Papakita ko po sa inyo yung mga yung mga PDP mamaya. Unless a different selection process is provided. Where there are more applicants than the number of slots given to the region, the SDOs or RO may implement a selection process of candidates taking into consideration the requirements set in the program or course and their local professional development priorities. The SDO shall inform the selected public school teacher and school leaders to register to the online NEA PDP registration form. The SDO shall submit the list of registration public school teachers and school leaders to the DepEd Regional Office for proper endorsement. Kung mapapansin niyo, proseso na po kasi ito eh. Kung yung po aking sineshare sa inyo is already the process of which I think pwede rin po ninyong paggugutan in terms of the inventory or the of the profile of your teachers. Endorsement by the regional office shall review the list of registered public school teachers and school leaders submitted by and shall endorse the same to NEA. Confirmation of registration. The DepEd Central Office to NEA shall approve the list forwards the approved list of registered public school teachers and school leaders to the implementing unit or implementing learning service providers. Upon acceptance and confirmation by the LSP of the registration, NEA shall inform the RO for the acceptance of the public school teachers and school leaders and courses. Issue the confirmation of the registration of public school teachers and school leaders. Pero up to now, wala pa po akong balita rito. Implementation. The NEA CO will coordinate with the office and the DSP or as to appropriate schedule of conduct of the program or course. Kung tatanungin niyo po ako kung ano na po ba nangyari dito, wala pa po kaming balita. Kasi may mga ano po din, nagkaroon ng konting problema rito. Meron po kasi na supposed to be nandun sa in-endorse, pero iba naman ang in-apply pagdating sa online. Meron pong naka-online, pero iba naman ang ganun po naging problema. Upon completion of the program or course, the DSP or LSP shall submit the final rating of all public school teachers and school leaders who attended their program or course. Ito po sa tingin ko, maganda natin makita as one of the variables for the profiling. Dito po makikita kasi natin na hindi lang pala basta na lamang nakatanggap ng certificate of appearance at certificate of participation. May grade na ibibigay sila. So upon reflecting kung ano po yung ginagawa, ay yung gagawin pala ng central office sa NEA, dapat pala dun sa profile na gagawin natin, gagawin po ng Division of Palawan to have a specific, I forgot that term sa computer, na item doon na ano ang grade niya doon or pasado ba siya o bumaksak ba siya nung magkaroon siya ng ganitong scholarship or PDP. So that by next time na siya ay pwede na uli, naging candidate on pumasok sa criteria siya, sa tingin ko po, isa yan sa pwede natin bigyan ng consideration as to the selection criteria na bibigyan pa ba natin ng chance to o hindi na. Dati-dati, binigyan natin ng chance to, nilaglag lang. Nagsayang lang tayo. Kung tama po ako ha, sa isang PDP po, kung LSP siya, mga around 30 to 40,000 po ang amount na binibigay ng gobyerno. And then, upon returning, baksak pala. Anyway, bahala na po. Kung ano po sa tingin ninyo, kung siya ba dapat na i-consider pa as one of our candidates or a participant to a particular PDP program. It's up to you na. Updating the the NABCEL shall enter the division of professional development records of teachers and school leaders of credit units earned. So in short, para magkakaroon na po ito ng para siyang yung sa school, yung nag-ano po ng grades. Ano po tawag dun, Ma'am Marl? Registrar. Hello? Hello? May naririnig pa po ba ako?
Yes, sir. Rinig po.
Thank you very much. So meaning pala po magkakaroon po ng para magkakaroon ng registrar ang central office, and hoping hindi po bumaba yan sa region, though kung meron po sa region sigurado meron din yan sa ST. Okay. So that will be another kind of profile, an item o variable na po pwede po natin ilagay doon. B, there shall be designated an interim registrar within NAIAP to serve as the official recorder keeper of the in-service professional development records of all teachers and school leaders. Include the verification, certification of enrollment and records of completed. Parang ang dami talagang trabaho ng HRDS, Ma'am Marlene. Na-recognize professional development programs and courses of teacher and school leaders. NAIAP shall include eventual creation of Registrar's Office as part of its ongoing organizational transformation. Ito na po yung mga duties and responsibilities. I don't think na isama na pa po natin ito because hindi na po siguro siya. However, kung titignan po natin din, kung ako ang tiga-SDO, kailangan po ba sa profile ng teacher ang duties and responsibilities para ma-select siya as one of our candidates para sa isang PDP? Parang hindi po sa tingin ko eh. However, kung kailangan nyo, the reference still DMPT 20 sa 2020. Yan po kasi mga process na lang. Okay, so financial arrangement. Pwede rin po natin dito tingnan certificate. NAIAP shall be released to be attended to the public school teachers, school leaders attended professional development programs and course. So NAIAP po siya. Each certificate shall indicate the number of hours and the total PD credit units earned by the public school teacher or school leaders for the program or course. NAIAP shall maintain the PD record of public school teachers. So magkakaroon po ng registrar in short. So siguro dito po, pwede natin makita rito yung yung sa certificate, yung control. Pwede po natin makita kung meron siya pag na-declare dun sa database natin na meron siya, may control number ba siya? Sino-sino ba ito? Ano ba ang control number niya? Also for verification, once itong particular certificate of attendance will be shown as an evidence for it's either for promotion, for reclass, or for PD credit, meron po tayong control. So I think that mas maganda rin siya malagyan as one of our variables para dito. Financial arrangement for programs with approved registration fees or enrollment fees. For those to be shouldered by NAIA as direct benefits teachers, NAIA shall facilitate the payment. So hindi po makakarating sa inyong pera directly po sa eskwelahan. For those to be paid the personal expense, they shall be paid directly by the teachers through the DST and MSP. For recognized programs and courses that will be implemented by DepEd service providers, for which our budget allocation for HRD funds, the certificate of fund allocation, and the shall be issued along the recognition certificate. Mostly, ano na po to? Administrative function. Monitoring. The implementation of each policy guidance shall be monitored, evaluated in accordance with the following resource indicators: intermediate outcome and the output. Excuse me. Number of teachers and school leaders who have met the career stage professional development credit unit requirement for purposes of meeting the qualification standard. Siguro sa tingin ko po, importante po ito na maipasok as one of the variables sa database po. A number of teachers, school leaders who have registered the NEA recognized program. So, sa tingin ko po, yung output ay hindi lang natin siguro lagyan ng total number. Makikita siguro pag nagawa po ng ICT ng mga o naman ang tinatawag nila ron, meron parang isang management generating information o data na madali siyang makita, madali siyang ma-generate for reporting purposes. And those are just suggestions. Sorry na lang po sa ICT na napakadami po ng inyong gagawin. And I think this is very challenging. All NEA PD action plan implemented shall also be monitored and evaluated by appropriate officers. In the case of teachers, the action shall be monitored by the respective school heads in the exercise of the school leadership function. For school heads, the action plan shall be monitored by school division officers to the public PSDS na lang. In the exercise of the instructional leadership function, while the supervisors by the public school supervisor education function shall be monitored by the school division superintendent as their immediate supervisor. So kung mapapansin po natin siguro dito, pwede nating isama rin, di ba? As a variable or a value na kung saan meron ba siya kapag sagkit pa ito, meron ba siya ng ganito, meron ba siya if. Tapos kung gusto natin pa, kung medyo critical ang of our mind idea, pwede natin ilagay as one link. I don't know if it will be called link to pag kinlik mo yung action plan na yon, lalabas at mababasa kung ano ba to, so that it will be more of digitalized report o na malilesen po natin ang ating yung magiging paperless. Okay, so ano po naman ito? Last April 19, 2021, the Department of Education Central Office announced the call for submission of professional development program and course proposals for public school teachers and school leaders to the National Academy of the Philippines Batch 2. Ito po ay yung parang katulad ng yung pinusend ko po sa inyo ng DM82 na kung saan yun yung proseso, yung ginawang proseso, ito yung mga requirements, ito yung mga kailangan na gawin. So, if it is batch 1 yung last year, I'm assuming sa batch 2, there will be also a certain PDP program na i-offer ulit, of which maghahanap ulit tayo ng mga scholars. I don't like to call it scholars, parang kasing masyadong na yung scholars. Na meron na madali na natin makikita so that we can also weed out yung ating yung meron na. Di po ba? So, kaya ito po yung aking pinusend sa inyo. Kasi most probably, magkakaroon po tayo ng batch 2 na mga list of PDP programs. I will show you some. Maya-maya pala po. Tapusin ko lang po itong aking PPT. Okay. Here's another one na ginawa po. I don't know if the supervisor in English ay na-coordinate po ni Ma'am Edna. Kasi diniretso po kasi po ito kay Ma'am Edna kasi ibinigay po sa akin ng, kunyari po, today is Thursday, parang kailangan na po niya ng Friday, para po gano'n. So, sponsor agency is United States. Oh, bakit United? United States Embassy Philippines Regional English Language Office. Okay, ano po yung selection criteria? Kasi nga po ang inisip ko, ang ko rito, hindi mostly of that of the content po muna tayo dito. But ang tingnan po natin dito, selection criteria muna tayo para mas mabilis. Para align po tayo sa objective of PDP. Number 1, must be national NAIAP certified learning facilitator. So another value na naman po yan, another variable to be considered sa profiling po ng ating mga teachers. Must be designated regional division or district English supervisor. Di po ba? Must be an English language specialist. Must have a strong capable internet connection for the synchronous online sessions. Must express willingness to supervise, coach, and mentor trainees in their respective regions and divisions. Must ensure that all regional division participates with complete the program. Para po yan sa regional and STO supervisors, ha? Tapos po, para po naman sa head teachers, must have served designated head teacher of the English department for 5 years or more. Para po napaka-challenging ito, kung tatanggalin po natin yung subject na English, and we have, kung tama po ba ako, 8 or 9 subject. So lahat po ilalagay ninyo. So may date pa sila kung kailan siya na-appoint, ang up to the, kung ano ang current date na ngayon para makita ba natin kung ito ba do they serve already for 5 years or more or less than. So it will be the play of programming. Okay. Must be a certified learning facilitator, so that will be another another variable. Must be designated head teacher of a grade to 10 or secondary school. So another. Must be an English language specialist. Must have a strong or capable internet connection for synchronous, just like the regional and the SDO supervisor. Selection. Criteria for master teachers. Must be designated as a master teacher in the junior high school only. For 5 years. So, igagawa na po yung paano gagawin niya ng ICT. Must be a certified learning facilitator again, or Office of the Curriculum Instruction, National English Trainer. English specialist must have a strong capable internet connection for synchronous online. Those are just samples na dumadating po sa amin na mga PDP training programs na pwede po na kailangan that we can not really provide, but they are offering na we are just downloading it to the division office to get who are those participants who deserve na makasali po sa mga ganito klase ng training. And I do believe na since karamihan naman po ay online, siguro naman po mas marami na ang pwedeng maka-avail, unlike po before the face-to-face, po problemahin mo pa ang pamasahe, po problemahin mo pa ang bata, kung ikaw ay multi-grade, ikaw ay nasa isla-isla, po problemahin mo pa yan. Though, dito sa tingin ko po, isa na lamang naman maging problema mo. Meron ka bang internet? Yun lang naman po. So, because of that, may I go to the sample of the possible. Possible lang po to ha. We don't know po ha kung siya po ay kung anong mga PDPs. Ma'am Marlene, mabilis po ba? Uy, Ma'am Marlene.
Okay lang, sir. Sakto
Okay lang
lang
po.
po.
Thank you. Ang hirap pala na walang kausap, no? Here, ito po yung aking, yung DepEd memorandum na aking share to you. However, laktawan ko po siya, ipakita ko lang po yung yung ating mga programs, PDP programs offered, by the NEAP Central Office. Na ito po ay naging result noong call po nila during sa first call, nung pong sinasabi ko sa iyo kaninang second call. Okay? Hindi, parang hindi po yan. Pwede rin naman pala. So, tingnan po natin ang mga courses na meron. Okay? Meron po tayong research in Triangle Institute, International Advanced Basic Education in the Philippines. Ang course po nila ay Training the Use of Supplementary Reading Material. Okay po, beneficial master trainers and regional trainers. Tapos po, training on the use of for kinder and grade 3 lang po. Though this ay for nakaparticular po sa Region 5 at Region 6. However, kunyari, tinanggal lang naman natin siya, kusin lang at open, still we will be needing training on the use of materials, of reading materials. Sayang na maganda to, I like this one, reading materials. Okay. Tapos, improving early grade literacy in school and at home. Regional trainers dapat siya. Pero kailangan siya ay proficient. Kailangan meron pa siyang na proficient as one of the requirement. However, huwag naman po kayong masyadong, ang sa akin lang naman po ha. Huwag naman po kayong mas mahigpit pa doon sa sponsoring ha. Kung siya naman po ay pwede na, palusutin na rin po natin, ha? Huwag naman po masyadong napakahigpit. Baka wala po tayong maipadala. Ito pa po isang program, Improving Early Grade Literacy in School and in Home. Grade 3 teachers. Though it's, kung papasin niyo po, kinder to 3 teachers from tanggalin po muna natin yung grade 5 and Region 5 at Region 6. Pero kailangan sila proficient and highly proficient na kanilang level. Pero parang mahirap yun eh. Dito po. Training of school heads and public school district supervisors. Culture, ang requirements po na pwedeng umattend ay school heads and public school district supervisors. Kaya tataka bakit wala kang Palawan eh. So meron din po para si district supervisor sa. So tingnan natin kaya yung inyong anyway, you can browse this at madali nyo naman po ito makikita sa internet. I'm just showing this to you. And meron rin po tayong master's and doctoral degrees na sa PNU po siya. So master's degree, so kung already done. Ang alam ko tapos na po sila. Ay, nasa na ba yung meron kayong number. Kasi kung tama po ako, 1,280 ang allotment po para sa whole region. Since ang Palawan po ay the only large, lahat ay small, isa lang ang large. Ay marami po kayong dapat na nakuhang item. 8 po dapat sa bawat isang course. Ayan po, ma'am. Kung meron po tayong dapat meron kayong 8 na napadala. Depende po yan syempre kung ano yung qualification at ano ang kanyang position. Di po ba? Medium ROs. Kasi tayo ay small o medium. Yan po. Meron po tayo dapat napadala dito. Ito po yung contract na pwede po nating man. However, ito po kasi manggagaling naman to sa central. That. Okay, thank you po. Yes, ma'am. I'll stop sharing na po, ha.
Hello, Sir Robert. Thank you so much po, Sir Robert. Maraming pong salamat sa time na ibinigay niyo po sa amin at sa pagpapaunlak po ng aming imbitasyon. Hinihiling lang din po namin na kung pwede po sana namin mahingi din po ang inyong presentation para maibigay din po natin sa mga participants po at maging guide din po nila para po kami makapagbuo ng amin din pong school, district, and division pool of candidates for scholarship program po. So with that, thank you so much po. Naandito po ang ating SGOD Chief, Ma'am Felina Padrones. Pwede po natin siya mahingian ng message po before we end this activity. And by the way po, all your certificates po will be sent through your email po by Sir Kevin Marquez. Maybe tomorrow po. Thank you so much. So let's welcome our SGOD Chief, Ma'am Felina Padrones, for the closing remarks. Thank you po.
Hello po. Naririnig po ako?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Good morning po sa inyong lahat, lalo na po sa ating resource speaker for this activity, kay Sir Eric Tinioso, kay Sir Robert. Na-miss po namin kayo. Sana makabalik po kayo uli dito sa Palawan. Let us pray na matapos na po itong COVID na ito para naman po ay kampante po tayo na we can move. Even here sa division, hirap po kaming kumilos ngayon dahil nga po lockdown. So let us pray together na malagpasan na natin yung pandemyang ito. However, life must go on, sabi nga. So thank you sa inyo po. To Ma'am Marlene, thank you very much for initiating this one na talagang matagal na natin itong parang pinapangarap or pinagbabalakan na mangyari ito na magkaroon tayo ng roster or list ng ating pool for scholarships. So napakaganda yung mga sharings nila, very informative. So thank you din kay Sir Robert doon sa ibang mga aspects wherein ako personally, hindi naman ako gaanong pala browse po talaga sa internet. Siguro yung iba ganun din, Pero thank you kasi I have seen yung different programs, yung scholarship programs na pwede pong i-avail ng ating mga teachers dangan nga lang at siguro before hindi natin gaanong alam. So now with through the guidance of Ma'am Marlene at saka sa tulong nila Sir Sir Eric yung sa HRD sa region, kila Sir Robert, ma-avail ng ating mga teachers yung mga different scholarship programs na ito wherein malaki ang maitutulong sa isang teacher in line with their professional growth, mapaayos, papaganda yung kanilang pagtuturo, para mas benefited po yung ating learners. And yun nga po, dapat po nating tatandaan is it does not mean na pag may scholarship ay talagang gusto natin, kunin natin kaagad. But there are responsibilities na dapat ngang gawin. Yung after the training, what will be the next move? So that is the important thing dito na maintindihan ng ating mga teachers. Kasi yung gusto nila, gusto libre. But sa mga scholarships na ganito, dapat may return of investment. At yun ay makikita yan doon kung paano natin i-improve, apply yung mga natutunan sa ating pag-manage ng school, or sa learning activities na gagawin ng isang teacher sa kanyang classroom. So, thank you very much po talaga. Maganda rin po ito, sir. Kasi ako talaga naka-comment po ako kanina. Kasi previously po, ang hirap-hirap po during our time, 1980s, early 80s, ganun. Ang hirap-hirap pong maghanap ng scholarships. Ngayon nandito na. So what will be done by our teachers is to equip themselves, prepare themselves, kagaya yung mga advices na sabi, dapat ay nakaready ka ng papeles. Kasi by experience po talaga, sir, noon darating, lalo na yung communication system natin noon, hindi pa naman kagaya ngayon, bago darating yung mga memorandum, lampas na or a day before. But we still have to prepare, then magta-travel pa, napakahirap po. So parang ganun po, parang at disadvantage po. But now with these plans, at saka programs ng ating BHROD, yung sa ating HRD, na dapat ay gawin natin.
Yes.
Gawin natin dito sa Palawan na i-ready yung mga papilis, yung pool, siguro lang talagang sa yung sa ating mga school, di ba, sabi, ang term doon, localize yung sa kanila. Siguro kaagad by subjects, based talaga doon sa kanilang, yung sa professional,
PDP
Oo, doon i-based na isang training needs, yung bawat teacher alam nila. So yung school heads, dapat nakikita po yun, i-list po ninyo. Then yun ang isang basihan ninyo talaga para matulungan natin sila ay maka-upgrade ng sarili nilang ating teachers. At the same time talaga ay ma-avail itong mga na ito kasi this is a chance, rare chance talaga na dapat ay pursigihan nating teachers, nandiyan na ibinibigay na sa atin. Kaya dapat tayo on our part, magpursige tayo, i-equip kung ang problema natin noon ay yung distance. Tama yun yung naisip na i-ready ka agad yung ating documents para anytime salpak na lang pagtawag. So good po Sir Robert, nakita kong isang maganda this morning. Yung there is a plan by the higher office na magkaroon ng parang online na pag-click mo yung notice of scholarship ay nakaka-direct ka agad doon sa teacher or sa para hindi na ngayon reason pag nag-operationalize na ito, hindi na ito reason na sabi ay nasa malayo kami, ay nasa ganito kami, hindi kami inform, di ba? Kasi noon yun ang parang isang nakakapanghinayang pero wala tayong kasi deadline na. So good. Thank you po sa inyong help. Thank you po sa assistance niyo. We hope na sana kahit matapos po ito yung ating ngayon. During the process po ng aming paggawa ng aming list or roster ng pool for scholarships, sana po in-expect po namin assist nyo din po ang aming HRD na talagang napaka-hectic din po ng kanyang work. Ang dami pong trainings, kabi-kabilaan na sana po ay ma-guide din po, matulungan po kung may ma-inquiry siya, ma-assist din po. Yun lang po. And thank you po doon sa lahat ng participants. Thank you na kahit malayo, yung ko lang po, makagandahan din ng work at home. Kasi parang less yung exposure natin doon. sa danger ba na magkaroon tayo ng maka-acquire tayo ng COVID na yan. So, thank you very much and God bless everyone.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Feling, our SGOD Chief. So maraming pong salamat sa lahat ng ating mga participants. Na-send ko na po ang presentation ni Sir Eric Tiñoso sa mga group chats po ng PSDSS, elementary school heads, senior high school school heads, and secondary school heads po. Hinihintay na lang po natin ang presentation ni Sir Robert para po ma-send ko na rin po sa inyong mga GC. Okay po? So ang inyo pong certificate of participation po ay marireceive nyo po sa inyong mga email. Si Sir Kevin na po ang magpapadala sa inyo. With that po, maraming pong salamat. God bless us all. Thank you so much again to our invited speakers from Regional Office, Sir Eric Tiñoso and Sir Robert Trajano. Salamat po muli at nawa po sa mga susunod pa naming mga activities ay mapaunlakan nyo pa po ulit ang aming imbitasyon. Maraming pong salamat and God bless everyone. Thank you po.